All right. And at least we're live on my end. Are you guys unmuted? And
I'm unmuted.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. We're doing something a little bit different this week. A very early Halloween celebration because the next WholesomeVerse Live is going to be the day after Halloween. So we're just, we're going to be rolling Monster of the Week, a tabletop RPG. It's kind of like D&D, but it's a little bit more roleplay focused, a little bit less tactical number crunching rules nonsense, and a lot less tactics and a little bit more like, hey, I want to do a cool thing. And the DM's like, yeah, sure, you could do the cool thing. Oh, you didn't roll well enough. Well, let's talk about the consequences. And that's more or less what Monster of the Week is. It's inspired by Buffy the Vampire Hunter. They have a whole list of influences in the back, but I'd say Buffy, Scooby-Doo, Men in Black, that kind of thing. Investigate a mystery, fight some monsters, and have some fun. So, I guess we're going to dive into this shortly, but I guess might as well... I don't know, I'm going into this way too officially for what I was expecting. But so I got 3 hunters today. Rhapsody, who is...
Mads the Spooktacular.
Okay.
I can tell you something additional if you'd like.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Mads was a kid who was obsessed with magic and wanted to learn sleight of hand, but found learning sleight of hand too difficult and instead decided to learn the occult black magics. Uses them to a similar effect of conjuring small, carny kind of effects. Travels with a carnival, and the carnival try to go from town to town, solving problems that don't necessarily appear to the normal populace on the surface.
Okay. And I guess one feature that we're rolling with for people that have played Monster of the Week is we have it so characters can have like one weird thing about them. Is your character just has the ability to use magic? Is that you're just special?
The specialty rather of my character is problem solver. When they chat to someone or observe them for a few minutes, the keeper will tell me what their biggest problem is right now.
Oh. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, this game is filled with, oh yeah, by the way, you have to pull something out of your butt. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways in this one, but I like that about it.
Yeah, so I guess for people that are used to my campaigns, usually I do maps and like grids and all sorts of stuff. I've done away with that, so we just have illustrations for the different locations, kind of. I didn't have that much time, so it's only like 3, 4 technically. And so rather than have everything get thrown away, we're just going to swap between whatever scene makes the most amount of sense, and we're not going to have to worry about, yeah, where are they in the facility? So Rito, you want to intro your character real quick?
Yeah, I'm not going to go quite as in-depth because I don't have quite as much on it, but I am Frank... Oh, God, I didn't even realize it was triple Fs. It's Franklin Fates the Flake. That was not... that was not intentional. That was not intentional, but I do love it now. So basically the Flake in this game being kind of like more of the skeptic or the kind of person who, I can see how this all fits together. That kind of person. He's just kind of got like a dusty leather jacket. He's wearing sunglasses more than he should, wearing them indoors when it's probably making things worse, but you wouldn't know. And yeah, he looks quite serious.
All right. And what's your character's like weird ability, or do you want to save that for later?
Yeah. No, I can say it now because it is the trust your gut. I think I went with the same one that I.
It's solid.
Character. It also like there's only a couple that make sense for characters that don't have magic. So yeah, it's trust your gut. It's basically the ability to just be like, I wonder what I should do right now, or like what direction should I go, and then if I roll well, Wander just has to kind of give me a tip like a video game, basically. Yeah.
So I guess
nice.
one difference that I should make also for Monster of the Week is that the DM is less adversarial in Monster of the Week than it is in like Dungeons and Dragons. So specifically, I am supposed to give these guys clues, and I can never like tell lies. I have to be 100% honest, which I mean is just a good policy for tabletop RPGs. But in this one, it's a much more like specifically, I'm trying to help them on their goal whenever possible.
It's more about the story than like the goal is a good story. The goal is not to win.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice system. Let's see. And Jonus, who are
Okay,
you?
I am Arnie, the Mundane. I googled the name of most boring names in existence, and Arnie came up. So,
Oh, poor
Arnie's out
poor
there
Schwarzenegger.
crying.
poor. A little bit about the mundane. You heard about how monsters only pick up on people with crazy powers who can fight back on even terms. Yeah, me neither. But I ended up in this monster hunting team, so I got to do what I can. I am an Uber driver by day and a plumber by night. It's my hobby. I also collect crickets as a hobby as well. Very like the most mundane. My favorite food is like plain white toast with no butter. It's a good time.
The butter kind of just assaults my palate. It's just
Yeah, I
too
don't
spicy.
Yeah,
the butter's too spicy.
And my special ability is weird science. So you have when you create or adapt a device to analyze or deal strangeness, say what it will do, and roll +1.
I want to meet this guy. For being mundane, I do want to meet him really badly. Like, has a cricket collection and can make science contraptions out of nothing. Like,
Ooh.
it seems kind of nice. Not out of nothing, but
Why is he an Uber driver with that then?
I know. Also, did you say that the plumbing was your hobby?
Plumbing was a hobby. Yeah.
I plumb for sport.
I like the
Competitive.
challenge of it.
He is a competitive plumber. He doesn't do it professionally. Only
He
racing.
goes for
Plumbing speed running.
PBs. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Plumbing does.
Unclog percent. Yep.
There's a real game there somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
Not one I want to play in real life. Arnie can play it, but not
Arnie would
Jonas.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, with that, I guess to intro this campaign and lead us in, you guys were all... I don't want to say hired. No one has reached out to you specifically, but you did get a tip that a local corporation in whatever city you're based in, I'm not going to world build that hard, some funky's going on. You know, corporations are always a little shady with their dealings, but in this case specifically, there's the implication that... Oh, give me a second. Okay, good. For a second I didn't see my microphone. I'm like, oh no, did I go mute? But for this one, this corporation has been, I guess, anonymously accused of using dark magic to control its employees, which is, of course, a little bit more than law enforcement can deal with, and a little bit more, I guess, your purview. I'm assuming, Rhapsody, you're a little bit more on the clue. I don't know how about...
Yes.
Well, I guess this will lead to a couple of questions. So, Rhapsody, your character probably found out about this clue first, and I guess as part of that, got the ball rolling. How are you guys getting into this building? Because I'm just going to let you get in however you decide, rather than drawing it out on the outside. You've managed to get in the building. You don't have to get in together. You can get in separately, and I want to know how you all got in, and if you know each other going into this, and like if you're working together, if it's more of like you recognize somebody else in the building that doesn't belong.
So I don't know any one of them directly. However, I was told a fortune by one of the people in the carnival who is actually skilled at fortune telling, that a Uber driver named... sorry, what exactly was the name of your character again?
Arnie.
Arnie. That an Uber driver named Arnie would be deeply important to my future. So I carry that information with me, but while I was working the fake... what's the word for it? I literally just said it. Fortune-telling booth.
Fortune-telling.
One of the janitors from this corporation came in and was talking about how everyone's just leaving things all over the ground. They're wandering around like zombies in there. Why are they so dirty constantly? I need a break from this. And starting to get a hint that maybe this isn't an entirely normal source of degradation within the company, I convince him to give me his uniform so that I can perform his job for a day and give him a little holiday.
Okay.
I also use this to sneak into the building.
Okay. So, I assume you're taking Arnie as your Uber driver to work. Is that the connection between you two?
No, so I don't know.
That's Arnie's my
Oh.
Uber driver.
I see.
Otherwise, I would say my character being kind of the flake, being a frequenter of like message boards and things here and there. The thing all about like noticing these weird little patterns here and there. Maybe just hearing some things on the news that just like, that's a little bit strange.
So I might as well pause for a hot second, because I might as well give backstory. You know about this corporation. It's kind of on the up and up. It's one of those, like, you know, new ones that everybody's talking about of, like, yeah, invest in this one. It's really good money. And, like, it's been in the news. It's been in the papers. It's always been kind of funky because you really don't know what they do with this place. But it's been that, like, hot money corporation that people have been talking about for about a year. I'm going to say kind of the FTX style of, like, what do they do?
Yeah, I was going to say. I would say that this is the kind of thing where Franklin probably was initially skeptical due to just, like, I don't like this, so I'm going to find a reason why I hate this. Like, I need to find a reason why this is suspicious, and then, like, slowly, eventually finding, like, oh, wait a minute. There's actually something that feels very off here. And then Jonus is my Uber driver. I mean, Arnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonus is my Uber driver, and Arnie is Franklin's Uber driver.
Okay.
That's pretty much my mundane history. I just, out of the luck of the draw, I happened to pick up Franklin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dropped him off at Umbrella Corp.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I guess just to clarify, so your character's sus of the company. How are you getting in? Like, what was your cover story? What did you convince them that you are? Or are you just walking in and just hoping for the best?
Well, I am a cryptographer. I would imagine my goal would have been to try and imply, like, you know, try and see if they needed any work of a cryptographer, try and decipher codes or something. It seems like the kind of thing they would be interested in.
Okay.
I guess that would be.
Okay.
Otherwise,
so in that
he's
case,
walking right in.
Okay, in that case, you've been hired on the spot, actually?
Okay.
You are the newest intern.
Great. What a nice. I mean, and I guess I need a ride to work. I don't have a car.
Yeah.
It says on my character sheet I don't have a vehicle, so.
So, in that case,
I didn't have to roll
Jonus,
for
are you
my
just
job.
following him in?
So, yeah, you do it.
No, go ahead. I was going to say that Arnie.
I want to hear you.
Arnie has a minor crush on Franklin.
Okay.
And Franklin has, first day, he's got his paper boxes for his desk.
I got a very heavy briefcase. Like,
Yep.
I have two very heavy briefcases.
Yep. So I have offered out of the kindness of my heart to help Franklin with I was gonna make a innuendo with his stuff with his stuff.
What? Were you
Okay.
gonna say with? Never mind. All right, you're right. You're right. Fine. Not right away.
Welcome to that 5-star.
I am going to be carrying. Yes, exactly. My Uber rating has tanked lately because I keep bringing up the cricket selection or collection that I have. So I'm trying. Not only do I have a crush on Franklin, but also trying to get that 5-star baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm carrying his equipment in for him.
Yeah, and Franklin knows that this is not like normal Uber stuff to go as above and beyond and to literally carry stuff in, but he's so vain that he's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to lift it, and he's saying a lot of sweet things to me. I don't mind hearing that.
Okay. So in that case, here, let me hide some stuff. I might as well actually show you my the art that I've done. You'll have to pardon the fact that it's just in Photoshop. But can you guys see that via the live?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Would it
So
be okay if I captured this, by the way?
yeah, go for it. Maybe zoom in a little bit so you don't get the UI. I totally forgot I wasn't showing this to you already.
Just gotta figure out how to do it. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. You gotta move mine around on
'Cause
my
I know
screen
people.
anyway.
I know people would like to see it.
Yeah. I put together all these visual aids so you guys can see what I'm doing, and my audience is the only people that get to enjoy it for a moment. Oops.
So good.
Center it on my end.
Audience.
Yeah.
I have done a sent through. Oops. All right, I got it ready.
All right. So, probably shouldn't have put as much time into this one because you guys. So I guess I'm gonna start with Jonus and Rito. So Jonus, you're helping out, which means you've effectively become the second newest intern at this place, or at least you're just rolling with it because you don't want to leave Franklin alone. I assume, unless you have an objection to that.
No, I do not at all. I would.
He's
I
following
would
closely
give up-
behind.
I'm giving up my Uber career to follow Franklin.
All right. So you've, I mean, probably not much of a career if you're a plumbing speedrunner. I'm assuming you just Uber
plumbing
as a
is
hobby
the
too.
it was the hobby. Yeah,
Yeah.
plumbing was the hobby. No.
Yeah,
Plumbing's
you
for
also make
fun.
tech catch.
There wasn't really a
Your mother-
following on Twitch.
Your mother was always saying, you could really make money with that plumbing stuff. And you're like, no, it's a hobby. That'd ruin it.
And there's no challenge.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
enjoy it
exactly.
anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna flip it. So you guys are brought in with pretty much no training, no preamble. There's a very short seminar where they go over the basics of, you know, how to get your 401k after 3 years of working there, and benefits and dental. They really care about dental for some reason. I haven't worked a corporate job, so I'm just winging this. But it's everything you would expect about like a very brief corporate training. They kind of run the gamut, but it kind of like blends in your mind. Like they weren't really into it. In fact, they seem kind of unenthusiastic. They're glad you're there. There's, I think, maybe 3-4 other interns rolling in. It actually seems like this place has quite the volume of new employees. You can kind of see who is an intern because there is effectively a very strict dress code. I'm going to switch this to the interior scene, and I will give you a view of kind of the two types of people you're interacting with here.
Nothing suspicious here.
Yes.
That is
So-
so good, dude.
It's so
I
good.
am very proud that I can draw cubicles.
It's true.
That's my real life desk right there.
Yeah, I was thinking about you with this one. I was wondering if you were just going to go with the I'm the IT guy, and I'd just be like, all right, lead us in. So anyway, interns don't have suit jackets, and they also have like a little name tag that just says intern on it. You guys have them too. Whereas the regular employees wear suits, and they get access to the coffee machine. That's a perk that you unlock after a month. So no coffee for you quite yet. So I'm gonna hide those
hear
because you're not
coffee's for
interacting with
closers.
any of them. What was that?
I hear coffee's for closers, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't draw it here, but there are quite a number of coffee machines all over the place. So people
What's the coffee machine per cubicle ratio?
Oh, it's like maybe 1 to somewhere between 6 and 10. Like it's not
Oh my.
excessive, but
It's-
there's a lot.
It's yes, fairly excessive, not crazy excessive. Yes.
And so after your very brief, like maybe 2-hour orientation, you are led to your cubicles. They have a cubicle for everybody. In fact, I don't know how tall either of your characters are, but at some brief moment, you're just elevated enough, you know, maybe going down the stairs into the building, there's a lot of cubicles. Like, you can't even count them. There are so many. It seems to kind of extend for an unsettling distance, to the point where, yes, atmospheric fog is very much a reality in this room that you are now working in. So it is expansive. And they sit you down and more or less just turn on the computers and have you start fiddling with spreadsheets. It's confusing at first, but you get the hang of it. You're mostly just moving values from one sheet to the next, nothing terribly unusual, and before long you're kind of into a rhythm with it, and that's it. You're inside, and no one suspects you because you're just an employee like everybody else.
Great.
So when do you start acting out?
I would say first I have well, also wait, what does Arnie, how does Arnie get away with not leaving the building? I do want to know. Unless you got hired on the spot as well. Is that what
No,
was
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Wait,
I was
they
hired on the
hired
spot.
the Uber driver on the spot as well. Okay.
So
They're it seems like they're very desperate for people.
yes.
Yeah.
So Franklin got the interview beforehand, and it was very brief, just over the phone. What's your
and
name?
Jonus is
What's your
hired on the spot.
experience?
Gotcha.
And then,
That's
well,
so good.
you kind of were too. There was barely an interview. And then Jonus just walked in with you, and nobody even asked his name. They seem, half of the cubicles, maybe not half. It's like 3/4 of the cubicles you pass are filled. So it seems like they actually do have room for people. So there is a reason why they're hiring more. They got some
I'd say
cubicles to fill.
Franklin's probably grumbling to himself at the desk, thinking like I'm an accomplished cryptographer, and just the Uber driver / hobbyist plumber got the job immediately. Here I was thinking like, it doesn't need to be impressive that I got the job quickly, but I guess I thought, and he's feeling a little bit down on himself. But I would say as the Flake, I also have this move called Connect the Dots,
Okay.
which has for the purpose of this mission only has one question from it that would end up even being useful anyways, but more or less at the beginning of the mystery I can roll my dice and add sharp. If I get a 10, I get to ask 3 questions, only one of which is going to be relevant. 7 through 9, I can ask 1 question. Is that something I could do right now? Would you say that this is probably the beginning of our mystery?
Oh yeah, this is the beginning of the mystery.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna roll my dice and see if I can even get it. I got let's see, what is my plus sharp? Okay, well I got a 10, which means I get to ask 3 questions, but like I said,
boy.
it's is there anybody, first of all, is there like a superior around me, someone who was like doing the quote unquote interviewing?
Okay, so I'll pause you for a hot second just to explain the rules for everybody else. So the way this game works is you roll 2 dice 6, and there's effectively 3 thresholds. Just outright failure, which is anything below 7. Kind of a mixed success, which is 7 to 9, and then just an outright success, which is 10 plus, which is usually you succeed at whatever you're trying to do, and often you get a bonus. And so there are a bunch of kind of standardized moves, but each class also has specialized moves, so the Flake gets to connect the dots, whereas Spellslinger and Spooktacular might have something else, and we will see those as they come by. So in this case, he rolled a 10, so he actually gets to hold 3, which means he gets to hold on to 3 questions that he can use whenever he wants to ask me a relevant question, such as, when and where will the next critical event occur? What does the monster want from this person? And so on and so forth. What was your question again? Just to go back to it?
So I hadn't gotten to the question yet,
yeah.
but I would say I think that
you wanted to.
Oh no, yeah. Is there somebody who interviewed me
Yes.
near me still?
So
I guess I have 2 relevant questions then, maybe.
Okay, so I haven't exactly drawn any of them separately, but I might
That's
as well turn them on. So you find this guy. He's a little taller than the others. Oh, nope. I cannot extend him up. He's a little,
Unextendable.
Yeah, he is unextendable. So you do notice that after a certain point, a lot of these people start to kind of match each other, both in like dress and general countenance, slick back hair, very like almost arc business, in a uncomfortable way. But yeah, this was the guy that was droning on with your orientation, and you can kind of tell his suit's a little nicer. His tie, it's got a little bit more of a shine to it, and his coffee cup is bigger.
Okay. Oh, okay. So maybe this is the appropriate person to ask my question to. So another thing worth mentioning on Monster of the Week is, as I ask this question, Wander does have to tell the truth, but he doesn't have to tell the whole truth. Just
correct.
Basically, no lie can come out is the thing. So I am going to ask, is this person connected to the current events more than they are letting on? That's all I got.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Franklin eyes the unstretchable man. He squints in his direction. He goes, "This plumber hiring son of a..." And the next question I ask would be, and this is a big one, which would be, when and where will the next critical event occur? And that's very general, I guess.
Oh, I have to think about that.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Overtime.
I think that's fair. And maybe I can fudge this last one. Maybe.
Okay.
Can I ask, what does this monster want from this person, and can this person be me? I'm assuming it's to work.
Can you even ask that if you don't even know?
I think the answer is yeah, I think that's the thing, is because I don't know if it's the monster. So
yeah, I feel like that's maybe a little too prescient for the moment, but I don't know the mechanics on this one.
Which is why I'm cool with throwing away the third one, is what I was saying.
I will say you can hold that and ask that again when you have some more information.
Great. All right, I will hold on to that. One, connect the dots. Great. So that's that. That move is done.
Okay.
All right. Overtime.
Okay. So you've more or less given this guy the sidelong glare, and are you just hanging out at your desk otherwise?
Yeah, I think so. I think I I examine my surroundings.
Okay.
Just things of note.
So, first thing you notice is, of course, they've put all of the interns together. So you and Arnie are cubicle neighbors, as well as just some other interns. No one specifically really stands out. It seems like everybody else is kind of like in the intern batch. It's just kind of an eclectic group. You do know that this place is a prolific hire, and go figure, they've got plenty of space for new hires, and the work is as mindless as it is easy. Like, a dog could potentially do this if you could figure out how to get it to operate a mouse. It is that boring and brainless, so whatever you're doing must be just really basic grunt work, and maybe they do the more interesting stuff later. The place is pretty quiet. You don't actually hear much chatter. There's kind of a general din, but it seems to be mostly like typing and clicking and coffee percolating. That actually is probably the greatest source of the din, because yeah, it seems like those coffee machines are just kind of running in general, and it seems like, just judging by the way people move, this might be one of those places where you're only supposed to work 9 to 5, but a lot of people do like the 996 or worse, for one reason or another. There is very much bonus pay for working after hours, time and a half or even double time on holidays. So, it's good money if you are specifically looking to make a buck, and you might not have the education required to get a job anywhere else. And honestly, the pay is pretty good. So, you do notice that, yeah, not a whole lot of workplace socialization, but it is also like maybe 11. It hasn't even hit lunch yet.
I would like to clarify just very quickly that Arnie is loving this atmosphere.
Okay.
I was gonna say that Franklin was gonna peek over the cubicle at Arnie to see, like, because Franklin's probably at the part where, like, you know, my job being like finding distinct patterns and hidden messages, finding this extremely repetitive pattern grating immediately, but looking over at Franklin looks over at Arnie.
So
And sees him typing away with a big grin.
I'm gonna go.
Arnie loves it.
I'm gonna go with a soul call and say that Arnie had specifically shown Franklin, like in an attempt to impress Franklin, one of these speed plumbing videos. It is the same level of like passion and gusto, just chipping away at these spreadsheets.
Yes. You
Franklin.
got time.
Check out my YouTube channel. Plumbers are speed running. Running is spelled RUNNIN. I got 13 subscribers. I'd love a 14th. Just saying.
I don't think we can look at that right now. I look at all the other monitors to see if literally anyone else is doing anything other than the exact same thing.
Nope, everybody's just doing data entry.
I don't think we can do that right now, and also I wouldn't do it anyways.
Are you sure? Can I get your... What about you just hook me up with your WhatsApp? And
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
You asked for my WhatsApp so many times on the ride over here, Arnie. Not right now. Not right now.
Okay. You just let me know. I'll be here. I'll be here.
Yeah, later for sure.
If
And
you want
then I look
some,
back.
if you want some tips on Minesweeper, I can help you out too.
Franklin's starting to think the work seems pretty good. He looks forward.
So let's cut over to our resident imposter. Raps, you want to remind me your character's name, because I forgot to write it down.
Absolutely. My character's name is Mads. M-A-D-S.
Just one D. I don't know why I was thinking two. Okay, so Mads, you're just here. No one's questioned you. I think one or two of the janitors kind of was like, "Oh, you're filling in for so and so." It's normal actually to find a random replacement. And that's it. So you kind of have the run of the place. For the most part, your entire job is to retrieve coffee cups and clean them. And also, like, papers, styrofoam cups they kind of get left behind, put on desks, and then just knocked over. And, like, the big problem that you have to deal with, honestly, is coffee stains on the floor. Because, a spilt styrofoam coffee sinks into the kind of already brownish rug, but it's, like, an extra stain, and, in kind of an odd twist, it does seem like the corporation actually does deeply care about keeping things very tidy, despite how little of the employees seem to care about it. And so it is your job to make up for that deficiency aggressively. But otherwise, nobody's really supervising you. You're just supposed to clean up every mess that you see, and otherwise just kind of walk around it. You almost kind of feel like you're a security guard, but for coffee stains instead.
Really busting them. I'm gonna head to the janitorial closet. I'm already wearing the uniform that was given to me by the person who I was giving counsel to over at the fortune teller stand. The name badge on my janitorial outfit says Johnny Mops. I head back to the janitorial closet so that I can pick up some bleach, some carpet cleaner, these kinds of things. And in general, I'm looking for some stains that happen to be nearer to people that seem a little bit more acute, people that seem like they might know a little bit more about the situation. If I could see anyone that looks like a manager with a stain near them, I want to just get down and scrub that stain while listening in.
Okay. Actually, is that an investigative mystery?
It seems like it's something.
Yeah, that feels like an investigative mystery, maybe.
I think so.
I think so too.
Oh,
I can see
by
that.
the way, I should mention, seeing as we're here, since we're rolling one-off rules, I'm gonna go with the suggested thing that Rito had, which is you guys gain double EXP during this session.
Yeah. So, and you get experience whenever you fail a roll. So if you get a
Yes.
6 or less, you gain experience, which means in this we gain 2 experience. And in Monster of the Week, when you level up and pick your new stuff immediately, and then reset your experience. So like leveling up happens and you do it on the spot.
Cool.
It does mean
Well,
you might also get a disparity on what level people are, because some people are a
Yes.
little bit luckier than others, which is kind of cool in
But
its
also,
own way.
yeah, it's like the thing is, you get either successful rolls or you get stronger. So like, it's just kind of, it works. So no matter what, you're getting something, which is nice.
The other thing to explain also before we go too far is that you have a resource called luck, which is kind of sort of your I don't want to say your health, because you have health as a separate resource, but your luck is it gives you the ability to re-roll any roll at any point, and you can also like avoid damage.
Turns it into a 12.
Yeah. Okay. So luck can be used to decrease a wound you just suffered to 0 harm, or after you roll, retroactively change the result to 12. So it's not even a reroll. I don't actually remember how much luck you guys get. We might want to just reduce it by like 2 or 3 for today.
So I believe you get those full 7 points that are on the thing, but as you spend them, the keeper gets the ability to deal harsher and harsher punishments to you.
Yes. And then when you run
It's
out,
true.
you're doomed.
Yeah, and you get an extra thing when you spend luck depending on your class. Like some of them it's bad, some of them it's good. For example, mine's probably not very relevant today, but the flake. When you spend a point of luck, you pick an aspect of the current situation. The keeper tells you what other conspiracies this connects to. So I can spend a luck and make you tell me about a different one-off that's not happening.
I mean, so I will give that to you. I will give you random clues probably
Great.
afterwards that you just pick up.
Oh, great.
Specifically, I didn't finish it, but Rhapsody, you have a Sasquatch card. You don't know where you got it.
Well, that's
And I think Jonas's luck point spend is that you just find something
Yeah.
useful.
It says when you spend a point of luck, you'll find something weird, maybe even useful.
Cool.
Mine also says, when I spend a point of luck, I run into someone I met at the show. Could be good, could be bad, who knows?
Okay. Cool. So you're... Oh, right. You were rolling Investigate a Mystery, now that we're back on track.
So I've just tried to find one of the nearby coffee dispensers that has a couple of stains on the ground near it, and assuming that people might come and get coffee and have a little bit of a chat around the cooler, the heater, I suppose, in a coffee's instance, I get down and aggressively scrub one stain for a while, trying to listen in to the tune of an 8 for problem solving, which I believe is hold 1.
Okay. I was going to go back to the moves. So you're doing Investigate a Mystery, and that allows you to ask me a question. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Hold 1. So you can ask one of the following questions, or maybe something kind of similar. So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? A lot of these are a little bit more monster focused, but you're looking for a manager to figure out what they're saying and doing?
Yeah, if I can spend the hold to locate someone that might be a little bit more knowledgeable about the situation.
Yeah. Where did
Okay.
they go, basically?
So,
I think
yeah.
yeah.
I guess I'll kind of give you the information around that. As you kind of clean, you notice that there is almost kind of an even spread on how, it's a bell curve for how the coffee is spilled. Around the intern areas is pretty much clean. It does seem like maybe as you get a little bit more seniority, you start getting access to the coffee machines. Then once you become a full employee, then you get more. And that's when it starts getting messier and messier. So kind of your mid-range employees tend to be quite messy. And as you go through, you do notice that they are a little bit more overworked seeming. To compare these to the Living Dead, these are the zombies, whereas these are the zombie employees. What you do notice, though, is that upper management's actually kind of tidy. So there's kind of these like weird hotspots, clean areas generally around their cubicle zones that are generally devoid of coffee stains.
Excellent, excellent. I would like to, if possible, start making my way towards the cubicles I've identified as preternaturally clean for this environment, the far end of this bell curve, the more executive suite area.
Okay.
And while trying to, scope out the area and see if there's anyone that I would be able to speak directly to, I'm just kind of walking around, kicking the ground, like,
Okay.
Oh boy, this is real clean over here. Wow, what do you guys do keeping it clean?
Nobody really reacts to that. And in fact, you do notice it's actually kind of unusual. You're like the first person you've heard all day, apart from the couple of janitors that you saw kind of on your way to the janitor closet. So it's kind of strange and off-putting how quiet it is where you are, apart from the endless tap of people typing away on spreadsheets and, click at their mouses. So you notice a couple of things. Once again, you do notice that the upper management do have the bigger coffee cups and tend to be a little bit nicer dressed. You do also notice, as you're walking around, you're kind of surprised you didn't spot them earlier, but there are two of these things just kind of hanging out in the periphery.
With that guy.
So they're not unknown to you. These are kind of a common security robot that is used largely in larger corporations. And there are, like I said, two of them kind of on opposite ends of the cubicle C. And they're just standing there. They're not doing anything. They're not interacting with people. But they are there.
interesting. Is there someone in cubicle C?
No, when I say C, I mean SEA. Like it's an ocean of cubicles.
Right, yes, sorry.
But, I mean, eventually you do identify kind of the guy with the biggest coffee cup and the nicest suit. So if you do want to try and talk to somebody, you can.
If he seems like he's busy, I would actually prefer to kind of like lean against a mop in the inconspicuity of no one asking me a question why I'm here, and just watch him for a while.
Okay.
If I'm allowed to watch him for a while.
No one really bothers you. I think if you take too long, somebody will stop you, so I'll tell you that right now. But it doesn't take you long. What is your character's experience with computers? The world building thing I said from last time is still true. For people, I guess, that haven't seen that yet, because that will be on YouTube later. At least as far as the world I'm lightly building with this, the internet is gone. People got rid of it because it sucked. Computers still kind of exist, but it's more like local network things and like none of your standard web browsing or any of that. It's just purely I guess YouTube somehow still exists. Don't question that. We'll keep that for
I was
today.
gonna say that explains my 13 subscribers.
It's like, it's so impressive.
It's
You know
like
what?
a local
Actually,
cache.
why don't we go with that? You somehow have access to YouTube when nobody else does, and that may come up later.
That's
Yeah. So Franklin extra thinks you're pulling
Yeah.
his leg or something.
Well,
because,
that's what it's like. I know that YouTube's only in old movies.
yeah, you've read about it in books. So I guess I might as well go back to Mads for a second. What is your character's general experience with technology in general?
Almost nothing. I've been a traveling carny my entire life.
Okay, so as somebody that is not generally terribly experienced with tech, it looks really boring. He is mostly just typing some stuff, and then he like selects one cell and then moves it around, and then some other stuff, and you don't really know what this accomplishes, but he's just been doing that for like that 10 minutes you've been tacitly watching him. At which point somebody else probably turns around and says like, hey, there's a stain over there, you should go deal with that. Or maybe not even that, you just hear somebody burn themselves in some coffee. It's kind of like a short yell.
absolutely scurry over to clean that diligently. But before I do, when I observe someone for a few minutes as a problem solver, I am capable of asking the keeper to tell me what their biggest problem is right now, and I would like to know what the biggest problem of the C-suite executive is.
So you actually can hear his stomach was rumbling, like pretty audibly. Dude's hungry.
All right. Cool. I will scurry off to start cleaning the stain that my attention's been brought to.
Okay. So you scurry off, and this is a little bit closer to kind of the intern section, the cleaner area that I guess the other cleaner area that at first you thought is like, oh, maybe there's some higher ranking people over here, but no. You've been kind of summoned over to just the edge of where the coffee spill zone is, and so you can see people here are a little bit less formally dressed. You do actually notice the interns are running around a little bit more. Let me switch to those. And not all of them are as cute as this one, but they're mostly just running around, handing papers to other people, or also typing in things. It seems like seniority involves slightly more gopher quests, whereas the most basic people really are just doing the typey stuff.
Cool.
Is Mads close to Noob? Or Noob
Yeah.
to us?
Yes. Yeah, so at any point in this, you can just automatically say, like, yeah, I approach them now. Because you can kind of also see some of these interns aren't even wearing, like, the dress code stuff. I mean, straight up, Franklin, I'm assuming, is wearing, like, a Uber shirt.
It's still a dirty leather.
Oh, right. Arnie's wearing a Uber shirt, and Franklin's wearing a dirty leather jacket.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue my cleaning and listening in act until I see any direct sign of Arnie, the Uber driver.
Oh, that's
So
right. No.
Yeah. So, can I do something?
Sure.
I would like to walk to Mads because he is a janitorial artist, and I have a
Oh my
wonderful
goodness.
hobby. Wonderful hobby.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would like to talk to him about speed running plumbing as a way to.
Yeah, so Mads, you don't even see Arnie first. Arnie spots you or hears you. Here's the mop bucket. I don't know, it's probably some kind of weird, slightly sci-fi-ish, like, carpet cleaner thing.
Yeah.
So he hears
like
you kind of
laces
trucking
the
that
individual
around.
strands.
Yep. And so Arnie, you hear that coming, and you know what it is, like, down to the model. And you just jump up because, as riveting as the spreadsheets are, plumbing is your passion, and you cannot escape it.
I cannot. No, I jump up and I go, wow, that is the Turbo Max ZX92, this year's model. I can't believe it. I didn't.
Yo, if you got
I
the
didn't think those
Firewing
were-
edition back at home, this thing is sweet.
Did I tell you about my YouTube channel?
I'd say that Franklin looks over his shoulder as he hears the word YouTube channel again.
What's a YouTube channel?
First, let's take a step back here, Mads. Let me introduce myself. I am actually here for other reasons, but I'm finding to enjoy my time. My day job, I'm an Uber driver. My name's Arnie. What's yours?
Your name's what? And you're a what?
Arnie the Uber driver. That's my day job. But by
Oh,
night,
jeez.
I am a plumber by hobby. I love to just book hotel rooms and fix people's. They leave the doors open. I go in and I fix their toilets for them.
Do you try and book hotel rooms like near local conventions, like hot dog eating conventions, things like that, where there might be a real clog to deal with?
You know what I actually go to is I go to, you know what? No, I don't want to say that one. Yeah, let's just say we go to hot dog convention. Put me in front of a porta potty, a toilet. I'm your guy. I'd love it.
What does a
Damn, I
janitor
gotta
do
check
in a
out this
porta
YouTube
potty?
channel.
How do you plunge up? You must be real good if you're fixing a clog at a porta potty with like a plunger. How?
This much into it.
I think you're just real good.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Johnny. My name's Johnny Mops. I'm an intern here in the junior janitorial staff.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Johnny Mops. Is that a family name? Like, are you? I gotta say, I love it. And
Thanks. Yeah, it's a family name. It's a kind of nominative determinism. Like, you know, I was named Johnny. My last name's Mops. I figured I should probably go into the family names. I love a name that's a sentence, you know? Johnny Mops, you know? Exclamation point at the end, that's a sentence.
Oh, you actually have an exclamation point in your name. I didn't know they did that. That's cool.
Yep, Johnny Mops.
Wander, can I ask a logistical question?
Sure.
Is Johnny Mops's accent severely out of place, or is it the normal?
If you don't know Wanda, yes it is.
Yeah, it's probably uncharacteristic, for the area. Especially this building. Like, this building, everybody's just kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? Johnny Mops is the first person with inflection you have heard, and that includes Franklin. Like, Franklin is pretty deadpan with you, whereas, Johnny Mops is, not a figurative ray of sunshine in corporate hell.
I love it. Cool. Thank you.
So, Ani, can you tell me how you got mixed up in all this, the corporate world? You know, if you're a hotshot speedrunner of plumbing toilets, I just think there'd be better things for you to do.
Well, Johnny, to be honest here, I wasn't expecting it today. I came in, I was helping out my soon-to-be BFF, Franklin, who's right over there. I point to the cubicle.
Franklin turns back. He was looking, but he turns back in front to the computer.
And
Tough crowd.
I'm gonna just shift focus while you two gossip, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Franklin, you are so immediately focused on escaping this because it's just harshing your vibe. You start flipping at the computer, and you kind of realize you can't.
Interesting.
You are locked
I try and
to the
press
spreadsheet.
buttons and it's not
There-
even. I can't
You can't turn it
minimize,
off. You can't pull up any kind of extra thing, reading material, super minesweeper, none of that. It's just spreadsheets. Alt tab doesn't even work.
I would say I start exploring. At that point, I start looking under the desk. I start exploring around the cubicle, just making sure it's even plugged into anything. Seeing if there's the cables, where the cables are running. Just trying to figure out something because this is so strange.
It is plugged in.
Good. It's a good
So,
step.
it is, as far as you can tell, a fully functional computer, but it only has one function.
Yeah. And just trying literally everything, closing out Alt F4, every single thing. Nothing does anything. Okay. Can
unless
I turn
you're trying
off
something,
the computer?
So you're just gonna unplug it?
Can I look around and then to see if Man with Big Cup is watching?
No. So nobody's really overseeing you, per se.
Then I get down on the ground and I unplug the computer and I see if I can.
Okay. So you you can unplug it.
Does it turn off?
Yes.
Okay, I figured it's okay. That's it. All right.
You do kind of notice there's a silence, like an unusual one, as you do.
Interesting.
Like some of the din is reduced.
All right. Interesting. I say I plug it back in, and then I think I get up and I think I start to look around at like the coffee machines
Okay.
if I can.
So as you're
Would
looking
that
around,
be-
you do notice that one of the drones, one of the like fancier dressed ones, is actually moving your direction. Like you unplugged the computer and he noticed.
Okay.
He is looking in your direction.
Okay, but I before I get up and leave, I did plug it back in. I'm making
Yeah,
that
so
note just
it's
in
booting
case.
back up, and it
Yes.
boots through Windows 36, and then just pops right back to the spreadsheet.
Okay. I say Franklin's kind of like down this kind of like aisle of cubicles. He's kind of like power walking with like lots of arm motions while looking back over his shoulder as he moves towards like the closest of many coffee machines.
Okay, so so you're looking for the coffee machines. You're just power walking away
Yes.
from this guy.
Yes, but like trying to move fast without making it look like I'm trying to run away from him.
Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't take long. There are coffee machines almost every 10, 20 feet. Like, they're everywhere. So you reach one. What do you do with it?
Is this something, could I investigate a mystery upon it?
Sure.
Or is that
Yeah.
too far? I don't want to abuse the
You can
XP
investigate a mystery, but you might have to do some things with investigating it.
Yeah, I would say like, first of all, okay. Step 1, I rolled a, let's see, 6 plus 2. I rolled an 8,
Okay.
which is a hold 1.
Okay.
So let's, now that I know that, let me think about how I would go about it. Let's see. What's it? There's what can hurt it? What can hurt this coffee machine? No, not yet. I would say I try and grab a cup and fill
Okay.
it up and examine the coffee, and I ask the investigative mystery question, what is being concealed here, if anything?
Okay. So you rolled well enough that the coffee smells different. I don't know how much of your character actually like drinks coffee on the regular.
I would imagine he drinks too much coffee.
Okay.
Like,
so
he's like stereotype boring protagonist taken a bit
Perfect.
too far.
Okay, so your character has an extensive knowledge of coffee. This coffee actually smells very wrong to you. It's too sweet, like kind of this like weird sickly sweetishness. Like it definitely smells like coffee. They got that right. But to you, an experienced coffee expert or aficionado or just constant consumer, this is wrong coffee.
I knew it, Franklin says quietly to himself. And then he looks around for where to set down the cup of coffee kind of awkwardly.
Okay,
I don't
so
know
as
what
you're
to do
looking
now.
around, you notice that, nope, that's the background. You notice that the drone is, like, getting closer to you. And he's not alone, there's, like, 2 more.
Okay. I would say, is there a trash can nearby?
Yeah.
I would say Franklin would drop off the coffee and the mug, just straight up, mug or cup
Okay.
or whatever, straight in the trash can, and begins to try and like briskly fast walk back to his cubicle in a roundabout way, like taking a long way, like I'm playing Pac-Man and I'm trying to
Okay.
get back to the other side. That's
Okay.
what Franklin attempts to do.
Sure. They're kind of slow. There's kind of a weird inevitability of these guys. They're
Yeah.
following you. They're not following you that fast. And they just I don't want to say retrace your steps, but they follow your path. And it does seem like even though you have reached your cubicle, they are still heading your direction anyway.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut over to the other two. So you two saw Franklin more or less just like speed walk out of there really quickly for some reason, and then one of the drones just kind of moseyed by, And I'm going to assume that didn't register quite yet, but Franklin speed walking back and then seeing 2 more coming your direction has kind of registered in, oh, this is slightly important. But also, if you said anything else of import that you wanted to get done with, that is also admissible, because, I mean, this still took a couple minutes.
All right. As soon as I figure out how, I'll subscribe. Wait, what's happening there?
Looking in the distance and seeing Franklin approaching and the drones approaching behind Franklin with a little bit more of a pace and a little bit of a worry on his face, Mads is going to move to intercept the drones. I don't know how wide these spaces between the 2 cubicles are, but if possible, I would...
2 people can walk, like, side by side. That's about it.
If possible, I would like to set up my janitorial cart, my mop bucket or so off to one side and crouch down to start cleaning the ground, effectively creating a small human barricade.
Okay, so you're just going to block the way.
Yep. Oh man, there's a spot here that only I can see. Oh, someone's got to get this. It's going to take me a while.
It doesn't even take that much. You just find a coffee machine or a big spill and you just start cleaning it.
I would like to say that I would like to go check on Franklin.
Okay. Okay.
Dude,
so
hey, I noticed he was walking pretty quick there.
Let's finish with Mads real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll cut over to you. So Mads, you succeed. Here, give me a second. Can you give me a manipulate people roll? Just because.
Manipulate someone, and that is rolling with plus charm. I have great news. Mads is incredibly charming. I fail with a 5.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, how you have a
That's with
5
the plus
with
2.
the plus? Oh no!
Oh my.
Hey,
Okay.
great news, Raps. Mark II experience.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you try and set up a barricade and like really take up this space. And they're actually not having it. I'm trying to decide, I guess, what are the consequences? Are there? Or it doesn't say. On a miss,
Do they
you're
just
wrong.
keep walking forward like an unstoppable object pushing the cart?
Yeah.
Right over top.
Just like
I think that's exactly what happens. They just kind of walk through you and your cart. Maybe pushing you to the side, knocking your cart over, which makes an even bigger mess. It's also really weird.
Do I take a harm as they trudge through me?
You take a 0 harm hit to your ego, but that's about it.
Cool. As they trundle past, and my voice is fading into the distance behind them, I'm going, "What, you not allowed to do that in the company? Where's the HR policy of this thing?"
I love it.
Okay. So Rhapsody, you notice that another drone from elsewhere is starting to head your direction.
Oh boy, that's my time to go.
I'm gonna try and
Okay.
get up and make my way towards the janitorial closet.
Okay, so you escape into one of the few back halls that you know about. So back to Arnie and Franklin. So I guess, Arnie, you've come to check on Franklin. So we'll start with that.
That's correct. Yeah, I come to check on Franklin as I noticed that he was walking very quickly through a cup of coffee in the garbage.
Yeah.
Cup included. And I just go, "Hey, buddy, everything all right there? I care about you and I want to check on you."
I would say Franklin doesn't even parse this. Just don't drink the coffee. Don't drink the coffee.
Oh.
Did you drink the coffee?
No, I haven't yet. I
Don't
was
drink
gonna
the
get a. I was gonna get a cup.
Well done.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the coffee? I like coffee.
It smells wrong. I don't know what. I've had enough of it in my life. I know it's wrong. Something wrong. Something wrong with all these people. I'd say he's starting to just. I would say, would it be clear to Franklin at this point, as someone who's came in here skeptical, that there's something off?
Oh yeah, I mean this
already.
has confirmed every
Like,
assumption you have.
Yeah, I said, I knew it. I knew this place was up to no good. I saw him on the TV. I said, I don't like that place. I don't like that place. I don't like what they're doing. I don't understand it. I'm going to understand it so I can not like it for a good reason. And I understood it. I get it. I'm here. There's something wrong with the coffee. They're putting something in the coffee. Don't drink
You know
the
what?
coffee.
You know what? As a hobbyist plumber, I'm a
Yes.
big fan of coffee
heard.
and the benefits that it brings to my
Yes.
hobby.
Yeah, it's done
I-
wonders for the
It's
speedrunning
done
community.
I am now upset that they are giving people not coffee. What do you think they're giving people?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
It's probably I can tell it's not coffee. It's probably brainwashing them. Probably I don't know. It ain't good. It ain't good. It smells bad. It smells sweet. I don't take my coffee with anything sweet anyways. I wouldn't have liked it anyways.
Did we notice that Johnny Mops got pushed
So-
over?
Yeah.
Probably not, because he was like
All right.
kneeling. I guess as you say that, you probably do, like, if you say that, you look around, you do see Johnny Mops beating a retreat for like one of the only doors you can see, and there is a drone following him.
Are the people still coming after me at all?
Oh, yeah,
were
they're getting
they
real
diverted?
close.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
they
what
are-
I thought. I'd say, like, I have both my hands on Arnie's shoulder and say, "We got to get out of here. We got to figure out what's going on." And then I look around and you say there's only one exit, right?
No,
that
there's
we can
only
see.
one door that you can see.
Only one door that we can see. I would say that even Franklin, not even knowing anything about Mads or anything at this point, saying like, "That's the door. That's a good call," and I'd say like, "Come with me, run," and then I say, and then I give him some of my stuff from my cubicle to carry. I say, "Come on, you said you were gonna help me out with carrying stuff. Let's go. Let's get out."
Okay,
And then
so
so
you don't
Can
have
I
much.
use?
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
What do you got?
I was just gonna say you don't have much in your cubicle. You have the ergonomic sitting ball, keyboard, monitor, and probably like a complimentary water bottle.
I do take anything that is like handheld, that's like not attached to the computer and I can grab easily. I try and make Arnie carry it.
Okay, so you just
even if it wasn't mine to begin with, I was like, "You take my stuff." I
Okay.
call it my stuff and I give it to you.
So Arnie, you now have an ergonomic ball, and I forget the other thing. The water bottle? Is that it?
Yeah, I definitely
think
want
that
the
was
I definitely want the water bottle.
it. Okay.
I do try. Before this, I do try and yank on the mouse a little bit to see if I could get it out of the
Oh, yeah.
computer.
Yeah,
in
you
one
absolutely-
quick motion.
You can disconnect the mouse easy.
Okay, I pull it out and I look down at my hands like and then I just throw it at Arnie. So, that too.
Okay. So Arnie,
knows?
you are now armed with office stuff.
Wow, and it's a rollerball mouse from
Yeah.
30,
Yeah.
50 years ago.
Yeah, Franklin's full skeptical. He's like, this all has to be useful. Like, this is going to all connect somehow. This mouse is part of it. It's probably getting it into their veins. The coffee doing, and he's like, you're just making up all kinds of stuff. Like, take it, and then
Okay.
beelines it for the door, or tries
So
to.
the problem is the drones are between you and the door.
Yeah.
So,
We
can
We
I
can't
take an action?
Pac-Man around.
You can Pac-Man around, but you don't see as clear of a path.
Sure.
So can I do? This is a logistic question. I can do a move, right?
Yes.
Which move?
And I can use like my "Let's get out of here" like a special move.
Ooh.
My new move, which is
Ooh,
you
that's
can
so good.
You can protect someone by telling them what to do or by leading them out. Roll plus charm instead of tough. So
Okay.
I would like to let's get out of here and lead Franklin to that door.
Okay.
And
give me a roll.
doing the Pac-Man. Doing the Pac-Man. It is a 11.
Okay.
You
so,
find all the ways in.
So somehow, despite the fact that Arnie has all of this stuff, Arnie still manages to grab you by the hand and just like beeline a very efficient kind of loop-de-loop around the drones and then out through that door.
just the visual of Franklin forcing Arnie to carry all this stuff, including a full-on exercise ball, and then having you lead him out. And seeing, I'm visualizing you running, like with the ball in front of you, swaying back and forth, left and right, while you're kind of like fast jogging.
Yeah, but
it's so good.
Franklin put his hands on my shoulders, and that was enough. That was the motivation.
Franklin thought it might be helpful for getting what he needed.
Can I pitch here that protect someone on a 10+, you get the ability to also choose an extra. You could choose to bowl the ergonomic ball down the hallway in order to hold the enemies back.
Is that
yeah, you're right? I didn't.
Wait, is your let's get out of here a protect someone roll?
Yes, it is to protect
yes,
someone.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I should probably look at what that does.
So it basically what it is, I roll plus charm instead of tough. So on plus 10, 10 plus, so you suffer little harm. Okay, I gotta put harm on.
You could also, you could do you hold the enemy back, which makes sense. Or,
I gotta be honest, I like the idea of rolling the ergonomic ball at
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, sure, why not? So you just, I guess this is a bonus. Give me a kick some ball roll, just for the hell of it.
All right, I'll kick some ball.
I'll say as you do this, Frank.
Wait, actually, no, you don't have to. No, you just hold the enemy back. Yeah, you don't need to roll any of that.
Yeah, like if you pick hold the enemy back, it's kind of like a perfect thing for this specific situation.
You are correct.
They are now focused on me. No longer Franklin.
Well,
That's
I'm just going to assume what you do is you just wind back and just huck the thing in like a perfect arc and just bop one or both of them, because I mean they're pretty close and these balls aren't that small. You probably just like catch them both on the shoulder and just probably either knocks them over or they kind of like spin into each other really awkwardly, which works. They are down for the count and you guys just beat a retreat around them and on your way out. The one thing I will say is
no, as you throw it, Franklin's just like he kind of puts his arms out to like try and catch it. Like, no, we need that. That's probably evidence. But then as it rolls into them, he's like, okay, all right, I like that. And like this is the first thing that Arnie's done that Franklin's kind of like, okay, I mean maybe I can give him my number later. No, I'll give him the WhatsApp later or whatever equivalent still exists.
Equivalent. Yes.
Yeah. All right,
okay. And then you guys power walk your way out safely and into the janitorial hallway.
Am I still in this hallway by the time they've arrived?
Yeah, so you've probably reached the kind of janitor's area, because it's a little bit more than just a closet. It's like a small room with refills and supplies and some other things.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything like a locker here, like something that someone might keep their day clothes in?
Yeah, I mean, cool. You have the locker. Oh, yeah. I guess you have. Did you get the key from the janitor that you're replacing, or no? Okay. So you're just gonna.
As far as that janitor is concerned, I'm just doing his job today.
Fair enough. Okay. So you're popping his locker open?
Yeah, if possible. I'd like to search for something that I can change clothes into to try and lose the trial.
Yeah, so you do find the guy's just kind of spare set of clothing that he keeps around. It's just a set of overalls and like a white shirt, kind of stained. Very conspicuous, but not in the same way that your janitor outfit might be.
Excellent. I'm going to quickly change into that and then take one of the bottles of cleaning fluid that I know to be least toxic to the skin and just slick my hair back, trying to complete the disguise of a different person.
Okay. I feel like that's got to be a roll. Is there a move for that?
If anything, I would say... Oh, God.
Act under pressure?
It could be act under pressure or arguably manipulate.
Yeah, well, act under pressure is also roll plus cool. This feels like a roll plus cool.
That feels like a... Yeah.
That's plus cool,
Okay, with my plus, I managed to get a 7. So I can get a worse outcome, hard choice, or price them.
Okay. It doesn't say I have to give you a choice on those. What's the worst outcome? Okay. So you make it as far as putting the cleaning stuff in your hair? And it's not what you think it is. I'm trying to think. So almost as soon as, like, you just kind of are in a hurry, so you put it on your hands and you start slicking your hair back, and you realize that this just feels like really wrong, and you're not sure why. And it's in your hair now, and it feels like kind of gross and almost a little bit more kind of like a gel that you've just put in there by accident, and it feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hand soap.
Okay. So
Pure
we're
elf.
gonna cut back over to Arnie and Franklin. You guys enter a very long hallway, and kind of partway down is a singular door that is partly ajar.
Okay.
Is
I would
is
imagine we-
Is there like light through the door? Or no.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. There's a
dark.
light on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're probably beelining it there. I think we're still brisk walking.
I think Franklin is now pushing me from behind as
Yeah.
a human shield towards the
Yeah,
door.
yeah. I'm like a few steps away from using you as a battering ram. I would say, yeah, I'm pushing you from behind, like trying to stay pretty close just in case. But I'd say that we're probably just running forward as much as we can. To the
Okay.
door.
So you get through the door, and inside is a new guy with kind of weird goopy purple hair. He's wearing overalls and a white shirt, and he looks kind of freaked out.
Yeah, we straight up check up on him. Hey, buddy, you okay?
Sorry. Hey, you guys. What's up?
You know this guy? I look to.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
Neither of you recognize him.
Okay. Oh, of course.
I just can't with the voice acting.
Oh, come on. Arnie, it's
Cracking me
me.
up.
We met outside, bang. Come on. We shared a love of cleaning things quite quickly, you know.
Oh, I just can't.
Arnie, baby. Oh,
You're killing me, dude. I can't. You seem familiar, but I don't know who you are. I've never seen you before in my life.
Oh, yep. Good point, well made. I had to wear a disguise outside. This is me on natural. Mads the Spectacular. Happy to meet you.
That doesn't
Franklin
help explain
squints.
who you are. Yeah.
It's true. That's true. Yeah.
I am very, very cautious of Mads at this point.
You're just only
pleasure-
aware of Johnny Sweeps, was it? Johnny Mops.
Johnny
Mops.
Mops.
Yes. You didn't
I mean-
say you were Johnny Mops, so yeah.
That's true. I was previously Johnny Mops. That was a role I played just a couple moments ago. Well lauded. I feel like it done it. Look, I don't know how the award season's gonna shake out, but I'm hoping to get nominated at least, you know. But
It is an
in the
honor.
meantime, I'm just looking for, something sturdy and stiff that I could use to batter someone that might come into this room fast.
Okay. So within that, there are mops, there are kind of the bristly brooms, there are, like kind of the monkey wrench, the big plumber's wrench things.
Oh,
Yes.
So you have some options in here if you're looking for blunt instruments with which to kill office workers with.
Do
I
we
would
still have our
absolutely love to pick
equipment,
up a
by the
monkey
way,
wrench.
that we
I'm-
have on that we pick on our character sheet, or do we retcon that?
Depends on the
We don't.
size. If you got a golf club, the answer is no. If it's a knife or brass knuckles, I think you're good.
I mean, I have a gun, so
Are we talking shotgun or handgun?
a revolver.
Oh yeah, you got that. They
I have a
didn't check.
revolver and a pistol and a flashlight.
Yeah,
Great.
You
I have
are
two guns.
you are fully armed.
I grab one of my pistol And I look, and I know Arnie more, and I'm still looking between the two, like, oh God, which one do I give this to? The person I literally don't even know are Arnie. And then I grab the gun and I put it up to Arnie's chest, like, you know, not pointed at him. I was like, here you go, this is important right now. Yes, yes, pointed sideways like they do in the movies. Here you go.
This will keep my crickets alive.
Have you used one of these before?
I have not, and frankly, Franklin.
Yeah. All right.
Like that.
No.
What are we talking about here? Just some people were walking.
Just
as
get ready.
drones.
Just get ready. I'm telling you, it's about to hit the fan. I'm telling you, it's all converging on this. It has to do with probably the mouse, and I point at the mouse you have in your pocket. It has something to do with that. It's all converging. They're coming to get it. They know I took it. They're coming to get the mouse.
You know,
just
I usually wouldn't really buy in for all this conspiratorial nonsense, but the fact that you're here, and I point directly at Arnie, tells me something's going on. I think we should look a little deeper. And those guys with the glazed expressions that were running in our direction, oh boy.
Okay, so
That
as you
didn't look
say
friendly.
that, one of them appears in the door and says, Janitor Johnny Mops, you have been noticed for disruption. You will come with me.
Oh.
I
Well, it's a shame
And-
there's no one in the room named that.
They're looking at both of you, or they're looking at everybody. And yeah, there is no Johnny Mops.
That's true. I'm
Hmm.
holding. I tell, like, I whisper for Arnie to put the gun away that I just gave him.
Okay.
Put that away. Put that away.
I'm gonna need an act
I was
under
gonna-
pressure.
Yeah. I didn't want to not have the possibility of being punished for the fact that I was just holding two guns as they barged in.
like a cowboy.
Okay.
Who do you want
Act
to
under
roll,
pressure.
Want
Yeah,
me to
is it
roll?
both of us
Yep,
or just
both of you. Both of you have guns
Okay.
out.
All
Or
Yeah, that is
you can
true.
keep them out, but he's gonna see them very shortly, as he is now starting to look in your direction.
I got a 10, but I have -1 cool, so I get a 9.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Okay.
So I got 2 experience anyway.
Okay,
you
so
Mark to experience, Jonas.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give you an option.
Yeah.
You can drop the gun entirely, in plain sight, or you can shoot the guy. Or just shoot
God.
in general.
Only those two choices.
On a miss, things go to hell.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I'm
think.
reading the rules.
Can I, by drop, can I just, like, try to throw the gun, like, backwards on the ground? Like,
Yeah.
it was me trying to hide it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Jonas's
Mom caught you
drop
with your
is a
hand in the
little
cookie
bit
jar, and I'm
worse.
like, yeah, so I drop it behind me on the ground a little bit.
Well, no. You didn't roll the 5. So you just put it
Yeah.
away, but he sees you putting it away.
Okay. Yeah, Jonah's got a 5.
Or he
Yeah,
sees you
mine-
putting
mine-
something away. Jonas, on the other hand, rolls bad, so he's either dropping the gun in a very big way or he's shooting something.
I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. You're gonna fire on act. How,
No,
Jonas,
hear
how
me
about you
out.
try and put it away and you fire it?
That's what I was gonna say. Is like
Yeah.
I don't mean to fire it, but it does
Okay.
get fired
Okay.
because I've never handled a gun before, right?
So, have you
I
turned to
should've
look at
given
this
it to
guy?
the
Just
man with the purple hair.
give me a how are you putting this away? Because I want to see, because you're butterfingering the gun and shooting something.
Yeah.
I just want to hear the basic description of like how you're putting it away, where you're putting it away, and whatnot.
I'm putting it in the old plumber's crack.
Oh,
Try,
no.
try and we in the industry we call it the plumber's pocket.
Oh no.
And in a I try to put it in the back of my pants. Let's say that.
Okay. So, now that I know you're doing that, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
you luck out.
That's great.
Your pants don't. And I don't know, would you take
Shoot your
damage
belt.
for this?
Maybe he shoots his belt off.
Yeah, I think you shoot your belt off.
I think I absolutely take damage from that.
No, I think you shoot your belt off, so you're actually gonna have some trouble moving until you fix your pants somehow.
The pants just keep coming down.
Yeah, the pants are now coming down. They weren't the most well-fit of pants to begin with, and so you now have a sizable hole in your waistline, and you've just shot your pants off in front of this guy.
And
Now,
and
importantly,
Franklin.
yeah.
And
Importantly,
Franklin,
does
yes.
the guy react? Like, is this embarrassing to him even?
Yeah.
So he doesn't react right.
Yeah.
What would he do? I think he starts hissing, actually.
My God.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
alas for me, I haven't drawn this. So I'll just pull something else. So he starts hissing, and I'm going to say within like a moment. Let's see if I can find another one. There we are. So like one more of these guys shows up. Let me move them there, and then one of these guys also shows up. And at first he's got just a regular briefcase, and then it opens up.
Oh no.
So you are more or less cornered, and so I haven't drawn it for the office drones, but their mouths are real toothy, and their tongues they have eyes on them, and they have cornered you in this room.
Okay.
And Arnie just shot his pants off. What do you guys do?
So how many of them have already entered the room?
So only the first guy. The rest are starting to crowd. Like, they're starting to move in, mostly because many of them were already on their way.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, this is still like seconds in.
Cool. Am I aware that more of them are coming, or is this like
You can hear them.
information
Like,
I have from outside? Cool.
It's kind of like a chorus of hissing, so you're not sure how many there are, but you can at least see these, and there might be more.
While the man in grey that is currently in this room is observing the descended trousers of Arnie, I'd like to quickly grab a mop and try and bar the door.
Okay. So the door is currently open, so how are you barring it? Are you like gonna try and shove the guy through the door and then bar it?
I'm happy
or...
keeping him inside. I want to close the door behind him and just
Okay.
like if there's like a push mechanism, I want to try and jam the mop onto that. If there's I guess if there's just like a standard keyhole and door, then I'm going to have to figure out a different solution.
Well, it's time for you to roll Act Under Pressure.
Let's go, baby. Well, I mean, that is an 8.
Okay. So that is 7 to 9, give you a worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Okay. So as you're like getting in there, you're shutting the door, and the intern with the briefcase is actually gonna chuck the briefcase at you. So your hard choice here is, do you duck out of the way and leave the door open, or do you manage to get the door closed and barricaded but get a briefcase to the face?
Can I see the teeth of this briefcase?
Yes. Oh yeah, it is open and slightly flappy.
I'm going to take it
Okay.
and bar the door.
So I'm gonna say this one's kind of impromptu, but it'll get worse. You only take 1 harm, because the briefcase isn't really meant to be a projectile yet. But you do manage to bar the door and close it off. Let's see. I guess Franklin, it's your turn next. What do you do?
Okay. May I... What would you classify this situation as a bad one?
Yes, I would.
Could I read it? Could
sure.
I read a bad situation?
Okay.
All right, that is an 8 plus 2. That's 10.
Okay.
So that's a whole 3. I gotta ask 3 questions. I don't know if there's 3 that are gonna be relevant, so I'll just ask. I guess I'll ask, what's the biggest threat right now? I guess that would be like, which individual entity is the scariest?
Okay. So
like,
the answer
most
is
threatening to us.
You hear something much louder than the hissing people outside, and it kind of sounds like clunk, clunk, clunk.
Okay.
And it gives you the heebies.
Here's a Hail Mary. What is my best way out? Is there like a air vent or something we could try and escape out of?
You do actually notice a vent. There is
Okay.
a kind of a service hatch duct-looking thing. It's a bit small and kind of rusted over, and there is a cleaning cart on top of it. But it looks like it might actually have some depth to it, and it's just big enough that you could probably squeeze through, as could anybody and everybody else in the room.
I guess, I'll make it a 2-prong. As far as what is my best way into the vent? What is our best way into the vent? Is there like, is that the cleanest path that we have to get up there safely? Like, what is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So
all right.
going out through the door means you'd have to go through some amount of whatever the things are. I'm assuming your character has no idea what these monsters are baseline, just because you're a conspiracy theorist, not a monster expert.
Yeah, I think he hears the noise and he doesn't like it, so he wants to go away, and that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, so your best way in, well, I guess I'll give you that. You do spot a crowbar.
Ooh, all right.
Nice.
I yoink the crowbar and I intend to I point out the vent and I intend to try and usher everybody up there. But I do say, Arnie, boost me before anything else.
Well, the vent is on the
I
ground.
explain the situation.
Like it's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
It's a drainage.
I say, Arnie,
thing.
boost me down.
Boost me down.
I say,
Okay.
Give me a leg
Arnie,
down.
Hold me. Arnie,
Okay.
hold me.
So,
and I attempt to do that.
sure. Arnie, what are you doing? Are you helping him? Because there's also a man that is, like a creature that is going to advance on you if you don't do anything.
Yeah, I look at it and I go like, Franklin, look, we don't know where that vent leads. We have to figure something out.
We know where the door leads.
I try to pick up my pants, and I guess I only have one hand to hold
Yeah,
them.
so you have one hand for
I'm not
pants
taking
and
advice
one
from a
hand.
man with his pants on the ground.
You have one hand for pants and one hand for gun, unless you put the gun somewhere.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna. A gun feels out of character. But
Yeah.
But what I want to do is I really want to try weird science.
Okay.
Try to when you create or adapt a device to analyze or deal with strangers, I want to analyze the strangeness.
Here, where is weird science? Do you know what page that is? Oh,
If you go
alternate
to
weird
the-
base moves found it.
Yeah, yeah. So I roll a weird, which I have a 0 in. 10 or more, 2 requirements, blah, blah, blah. So I know, the reason I bring this up is that we're in this custodial closet. There's tools and such around. I'm thinking between the suitcase itself and the tools that are available, I can figure something out to analyze what strange.
Yeah, so I will say weird science is not something you can do quickly. It takes a little bit of time to get going. I think? Oh, no, you roll first, and then we pick some requirements. It looks like.
Okay, so I'll roll. I got a 5. Cool.
Okay.
On a miss, something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, so mark 2 more
But
EXP.
you are still able to create it with 3 requirements.
Okay.
So, but those requirements could be it takes too long.
But
Yeah.
I don't pick the requirements. Wander
Correct.
picks.
I do.
Yeah, on a miss, Wander picks. On
Okay,
a 10, you pick 2.
So you have a device in mind, but you're going to need you are going to need one of the computer monitors from outside. You are going to need
Mouse?
some time to actually build it, and you'll definitely need help finishing it.
Thank God it's not the mouse.
That's the crux to the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. I like the monitors. It's a good one. So I turn to Mads and Franklin and I say, guys, like we got to figure out what's going on. We can't just run aimlessly around this building and hope for the best. We gotta do some analysis. In my time as an intern, doing data analysis on the spreadsheets, I learned a few things.
Franklin's
We need
been
to-
opening the vent.
We need to find out what's going on.
Yeah, so
Does somebody want to join me trying to get a monitor?
So as you're saying this, Franklin pops, shoves the cart off and pops the vent.
Mhm.
Uh,
I'm like look like I'm listening. Like I am looking you in the eyes while I am like opening up the vent and all that. Like I'm nodding. Like yeah.
and Mads, on the other hand, you've got a briefcase that is chewing on your face. What do you do?
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly swing my arms around and try and grab the bottle of cleaning fluid that looks like it has the most warnings on it. Uncap
Okay.
it, which I imagine is going to take a little bit of effort because it's child safe and all that kind of stuff, and jam it into the briefcase and just squeeze the bottle.
Okay. What? Give me a
Kick some case. Kick some
yeah,
case.
yeah. Give me a kick some case roll, and let's see
Hell
how
yeah.
well your cleaning solution to the gullet works.
Oh boy, do
See
I have
how
a negative
clean
one
this
tough?
solution
I do
is?
have a -1 tough. 6.
Oh,
Oh.
yay!
Alright.
Let me take a look at the moves. So that
I mean,
is mark
spoiler,
EXP.
Not good.
Yep.
Okay, so kick some case. So on a miss, you get your ass kicked instead. You suffer harm or get captured, but don't inflict any harm back. So this thing is just latching onto your face and is going to be, so it's got like a long kind of snaky tongue. So it's putting that around your neck, and the rest of it is just chewing. So you take 2 harm as it gets bitey. Okay. So,
Franklin sighs and starts coming out of the vent back into the room.
yeah, so Artie, your speech does not land at all. It seems like everybody else has other tasks they're focused on.
All right. So I'm gonna go help Mads, and I think I'll do that using what could go wrong. Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. You may spend your hold to. I don't know if it's applicable,
So,
but it feels like it is.
I don't think so in this case. The fight's already going. I feel
think
like
it's
that's
when
a,
you're going from
Oh,
0 to when you're going from 0 to 100. Like
Oh, okay.
if you initiated the conflict, you would
Yeah.
get it then.
Yeah, so if for example, when the one guy had opened the door and you just charge at it, that might have been a what could go
Yeah.
wrong. But what could go wrong is already going wrong.
Yeah, it's gone wrong.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Fair
What has gone wrong?
Yeah.
Lots.
So you have 3 options in a fight. So this is where was it? Fights. Fights is page 121 if you want to go down to it. So you have options of kicking some case, protecting someone, or helping another hunter. Now the one thing I will say is there is a guy that is probably going to attack you. I've been trying to find the rules for what happens when you ignore a threat in combat, and I can't find it. Because I don't necessarily attack on
I
my
think
own. I don't roll
you've-
anything.
Well, you can force us to roll kick some case.
Yeah,
is basically
so
how it goes. You force the interaction, is what it
Okay.
is.
Okay, so that works. So in that case, I'm actually going to say, Artie, you really don't have much of a choice in this, because the guy who is at the door is going for you, and you don't have much of a choice to do anything else at the moment. So you're going to have to roll to kick some corporate.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love it.
So
I got a 4. Oh.
Okay.
well,
So-
my thing that I was gonna say is irrelevant.
Okay. So
Because I know this is currently formatted as turns, but I know that like help out, for example, has to be done while other roll is happening, and I think that protect someone is supposed to be used alongside them taking harm as well. I could be wrong.
yeah. Let me look at protect someone, because yeah, it's a little bit too late for help out.
Yeah, help out wouldn't have a 5. I can't fix that. I can't
You're
fix a
also-
5.
Halfway in a
I wouldn't have done it anyways, but it was more just
Okay.
like this is a
Okay.
format moving forward question.
Yeah, so I will say, help out, I think I would let you can say you're helping out before you see what the role is. Or
Yeah.
you have to say you're helping out before you see what the role is, because
Yeah.
otherwise, or maybe it's one of those that under pressure you can only help out preemptively, but if it's like a more sustained thing, like investigating, then you can help out whenever. At least that's the rule I'm going to roll with. Protect someone can be used retroactively, because it's when somebody's about to take damage.
Yeah.
Before you figure out my demise here, can I use luck and change it to 12?
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
I just marked one, right? Like, so I
que-
just mark it on the thing, just to
For balance, maybe we double luck usage
double.
too.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Because it's otherwise that's way too many 12s for the rest of the
You
session.
you guys have 7, right?
Yeah. So we should probably.
I'm just
have
going to say
3.
you have 4.
I think just have 3.
3 or 4?
I would, if the players are saying 3 is fine, let's go with 3.
I'm
Okay,
good with
I was going to
Because
say
here's the
4
thing, I
just
like
to
the
get us-
failures in this game.
It's
you know?
true. Okay, 3 it is. Also,
And Wander, just so you know, I
Jonus?
do it like when I find something weird. When I use luck, I find something weird or even.
Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, that actually does help you a little bit. So for now, though, you don't. Oh no, you do actually have a choice, because you just reversed your luck. You are kicking some corporate. How are you kicking some corporate? You have a gun in one hand, your pants in the other, and this man is coming for a chompy.
I fire my pants at them.
So yeah,
And
for
mind
what
you,
it's
like-
worth, the gun is 2 harm, by the way. Since it came from my sheet, it's
Yes.
2 harm, messy, or what is it? 2 harm, close, loud, and reload. It needs to reload.
Oh no, and I shot it, didn't I? So I need
true.
to reload it. So I need to reload, and I need 2 hands to fire the gun. So we're dropping trout, and
Okay. So you
2-handing the gun.
Well, I mean, you still got. Are you a tidy whitey guy? Are you a boxer guy? Are you a briefs guy? just
Arnie
because.
is 100% a tidy whitey.
Okay.
Of course he is.
Yes.
You are straight up the key art from season 1 of Breaking Bad. You're
That's
just
what I was
Walter
gonna
White, Nick.
say.
So
I like it's a shot of them from like looking up at you with your legs spread wide, holding the gun,
yeah,
pointing down. It's so good.
You wave the white flag in front of poor Franklin.
Ugh.
But in one smooth move, you you don't really have to reload. You probably just because it's a revolver, or is it a just regular pistol?
It is the one I gave him is a holdout pistol.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what it
that
says.
does probably need to get reloaded. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
somewhere in this process, you signal for Franklin to toss you a singular bullet. It flies through the air. As your pants are falling, you grab the bullet, shove it into the holdout pistol, flick it up, and then shoot the guy. And it's almost kind of magical looking to poor Franklin, who is distracted by ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see like one of Franklin's eyebrows goes up. That's all you notice.
Okay. So, one thing as part of rolling a 10 on Kick Some Corporate is you get to do one of 4 things. You can gain the advantage, so you gain 1 forward, or give 1 forward to another hunter. That gives you a +1 on your next roll. You can do extra damage. You can suffer less damage yourself, or you can force them where you want them. So you can knock them back, move them around, do whatever.
And this does 2 harm already, right?
Yes.
Yep, it does 2 harm.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know the context of that would. So I think I'm going to try to force that person back outside the door.
Okay.
Door's barricaded. How would that work?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right,
so-
third.
Yeah.
Then I would do +1 harm to.
Okay. So he does still manage to get like a scratch off on you, for 1 harm. But you just obliterate the guy. Because that's 3 harm, and he is not durable. I would say he folds like a cheap suit. But you put dynamite in the cheap suit and watched it go off. And you are all kind of showered by purple goo.
Oh my. Huh. So you killed the intern. No, wait, the man.
No, the intern's outside. This was the one drone that was accusing Johnny Mops of disruption.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
this is
and
like
we still have
from
the briefcase.
movie scanners, right?
Yes.
For context.
So you guys are now almost alone in the room, except for Mads has a new violent hat.
Okay, so
Franklin, I guess
we
it's
need-
your turn in all of this now.
Yeah. Oh boy. As far as God, I'm trying to think if it feels dangerous to risk shooting a gun at the briefcase on the head.
You do have a crowbar in your hand.
I know, but I guess. Oh, do I know what kind of harm that would do? Probably 1, I'd assume, like on par with a knife.
Let me take a
a
look
crowbar
at.
is a 2 harm hand useful.
Oh dang! Oh, it's better than a knife. Huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll try and like go in and I'll actually try and literally like pry it off, like with a pry smack combo.
Okay.
I hope you roll so low. I don't.
Rude. You gonna help me? I would imagine this could be a Mads help roll. I would hope.
Yeah.
I would love to help you out if it's possible.
Okay. So give me 2 help out and 1.
Is Franklin helping? I wonder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I will say I get. Let's see. I already have a 12. I got an 11 plus 1.
Okay.
Don't even bother.
You also
So-
get another +1 as I roll a 7 for my helping.
All right, I get a 13, which I don't know if we go with the. I don't think we go with the other rules where you get to use the advanced version if you go over 12. But I am gonna not. I'm good with. Let's see, what is this?
What is the advanced version for this? Because I don't see.
You can,
I don't actually have that.
It's basically just.
I'll give it to you here.
Okay. You hold the advantage. All hunters involved get +1 on their next roll, or you suffer no harm back. Your attack does double damage, or your attack drives them away in a rout. So, I feel like.
So I was going to
With-
say any damage that you would take here is actually just Mads taking the damage because it is only in a position to harm him.
Yeah, I would say. And this does count as an attack. Oh
Yeah.
God. I think that I would try and double the damage. I think I would try and like it'd be nice to get this off without a hitch, but I think it'd be even better if we could try and guarantee the threat is completely neutralized. I think it's just like
Okay.
Franklin's really thinking about that vent, and he's like, all right, I'll get this thing off if it'll get you guys off my back. And so I try and pry smack for 4 harm.
hmm
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, so you break this thing in half. It's not very durable. In fact, most of these things seem to actually be pretty flimsy. but it does manage to get one last chew on Mads' face before you've completely destroyed it for 1 more damage.
Wait, had you already taken? Oh no, I didn't know.
Yeah,
if
so
you already took one.
Mads is looking kind of rough.
I am now
I thought-
unstable.
I will say there
Wait.
is a first aid kit in the room.
Shoot. Well, that's good. I will say I did not hear the part where you took 2. I knew that Arnie took 1. That is.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 2 harm right now total.
You
Yeah.
can switch it if you want him to take no damage.
Okay.
no,
I think that's.
I'm okay
it's
with
probably,
this. Like, I would
mean,
have
there's
okay.
a first aid kit anyways, but
Yeah.
okay. I don't think we retcon stuff. I think that's how Franklin would do it. Franklin doesn't know Mads like at
Okay.
all yet. Still, at this point, I don't know if they've talked. so I think that killing the case would probably be more important than protecting the person he doesn't know yet.
Okay, so yeah, you
And
just,
there's a first aid kit, so
yeah, so you just break the thing in half. You've made a mess of this room, and you have a moment to spare. I'm assuming it's first aid kit time. That takes a couple, like a minute maybe.
I say Franklin grabs the first aid kit and throws it at Mads.
Yeah.
Mads is going to catch it, and if the vent is open, jump in.
Okay, so you hop in the vent, and it takes you into kind of a small little service corridor. It's very thin, it's kind of claustrophobic, and it's quite dark. There's like a very, very pale yellow light from some kind of runner lights going along the top. And it looks noticeably older than the already outmoded looking building.
If possible, I would like to round a corner, if there is one, and huddle down to start providing first aid to myself.
So it seems to kind of just go a long direction, in both directions a long way, sorry. The one thing you notice is that there is a kind of weird, loud, it's not a roar, it sounds like wind going through a lot of paper all at once. And that's coming from ahead of you. And then behind you is quiet.
Needless to say, I've hopped down the vents. The vent's been important, so I'm
Okay.
slowly coming up.
So Arnie, the thing you find, something useful.
Oh yeah, that's right. For the lock. Forgot about that.
You find a blowtorch.
Oh my god. All right, I pick up said blowtorch and follow suit with the rest of the group in bed.
I look back and say, "Where'd you get that?"
It was weirdly enough, it was behind the guy I shot. It was right near the door.
And you had time to get the blowtorch, but not your pants?
Yeah,
Priority.
what is this? What is the status of Arnie's pants? Are you just going full leg now?
No, I still got like they're ankle biters at the moment.
Okay, so you're just shuffling along.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that probably halfway down this vent, we kicked them off. But I'm waiting to see if I can use it as a distraction.
Okay. So
May I, before I forget, may I use my final connect the dots to ask the same question I have asked before?
Okay.
E.g., can I ask where will the next critical event occur? Is that a legal maneuver?
down below.
Okay, great. I'm marking that off. That's good. It's good enough for me.
Okay, so
right.
you guys have just hopped in the service entrance. I guess what are you doing and where are you going? Or service hallway?
So
Corridor?
I'd like to get a little bit away from the vent entrance, fearing the possibility that the barricade comes down and they jump in. But as soon as I'm like a couple of meters away, I'm going to tend to my wounds because there is purple goop and there are open wounds and I don't want the two to interact.
Okay.
You also have
May-
purple goop in your hair too.
That's true.
That's normal purple goop. This is weird purple goop.
It's the same purple goop.
May I roll trust your gut to figure? Because
Sure.
you're saying this is two different directions, two like disparately
Yes.
different directions. Yeah. May I roll trust your gut to figure out which direction to go?
Okay.
I got a 5, but I am going to burn my luck.
Okay. So, I would actually say both are valid, but the whooshing noise is more valid.
Okay. All right. I say, without even mentioning anything out loud, actually, I think Franklin starts trudging towards the whooshing noise, and just like maybe like the faintest little hand gesture of like, "Come on, follow me," but he's just like, you'd really have to be looking to see it.
Boy, Franklin does not seem like someone I'd actually personally like in real life.
Well,
But Arnie loves it.
if you say so.
I
Okay.
would say
So-
that for me, I would, looking at Mads stabbing himself with syringes, trying to make himself feel better, freaking out.
I mean, it's
about-
probably just like a gazillion band-aids on the many bite marks. Bite
Fair.
holes?
I'm thinking they're all like kids' bandages as well. So they've got
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's so
little
good.
Oh, like
little
Paw
character.
Patrol.
There's one of them is a Minions bandage, and I'm like,
I mean, that one turns
this
to
one
dust in
goes
your
on the back of the
hands.
neck.
Yeah, that was an artifact. That was a special. That
Yeah.
it was just a
Uh,
case of their
guys.
collection.
Franklin weeps for a moment because he knows how much that was worth.
Oh no. Yeah,
So do
that
I,
was probably
uh,
integral to the plot. That was
Do I
important.
heal one immediately as a result of
Yeah.
using the first aid?
Yes. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to play video game logic here. You find a med kit, and as long as you're not in combat, you can heal 1. Unless it's a big med kit, and then it's 2.
Sick.
And then if you find a green herb and combine them together, then it's a full heal.
I look around for green herbs.
If you become unstable, are you permanently unstable, or do you get back to normal?
So-
Unstable wounds require a first aid to become stable, but while you're unstable, things can get worse. So I wanted
Yeah.
to clear that as quickly as possible.
Unstable being like an injury has happened to you that like could do massive, like it could even do irreparable damage if it gets too bad.
Right.
Like
so
you could lose a hand.
Fair enough. So by fixing it, no longer unstable.
That can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's just out. Now it's just ouch.
So I was thinking for whatever reason I was like mentally and physically unstable. So both. But yeah, I got you.
It's not Darkest Dungeon rules.
Yeah, but my name is Mad, so...
Yeah.
I would say that
Okay.
Arnie begrudgingly probably follows Franklin, even though he's.
Begrudging.
No, I'm joking.
But the view.
And Mads is also going to follow Arnie, believing that wherever Arnie is, must be the place to be.
I will say that Franklin does feel Arnie's affection for him going away a little bit, and even though he was playing this kind of like, oh, don't you even like this is super annoying. That now that it's gone, it is definitely starting. He's like, okay, how do I get that attention back without making it too obvious? And he, I think he like pushes his sunglasses on more, and he kind of like straightens up his leather jacket. And like pulls up his pants a bit. And keeps walking.
Oh,
Probably.
damn,
Alright,
but just
we're
me,
in a
or
bit.
did Franklin get cooler?
So you guys follow the service hallway down towards the whooshing noise, and like it gets louder and louder and louder, and it sounds like somebody's put like 1,000 newspapers in a room, and then it's just like it was also a wind tunnel.
Do we see anything different about the hallway, something that might mark an entrance to this room?
So there is very obvious there are 2 or 3 grates kind of at set distances in the I guess in the ceiling that you can see up ahead.
Cool. I would like to approach the first of the grates and look directly up.
Okay. So you look up into the room, and it is brightly lit, but it's kind of this, like, green light. The cubicle ocean that you were in earlier was kind of extremely unnatural feeling, but this is eerie. Your character has some experience with magic, at least, yeah?
Yes, the magic at our carnival is not all fake.
Okay, so this is real magic. You can definitely tell. You just can't tell from what, or you can't tell what it is from here.
Okay. Raps, while you juggle whatever you're gonna do, it's just gonna be 20 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. So, Franklin, or I guess, Mads, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna, like, try and climb up, or?
I kind of want to get a bit more of a read and try and figure out if I can deduce what the magic is accomplishing.
Okay. Is that,
I don't know if there's a traditional role for that. There is use magic, which would probably be the closest.
cast an actual thing? Yeah, I do find some of the, like, light well, I guess it would be an investigate a mystery. But I will say, like, my answers are going to be very limited from this angle.
I feel like we basically need to, like, homebrew a couple questions for the investigate a mystery list. It feels like it would solve a lot.
Yeah.
Possibly. I'll instead ask, Franklin, could you give me a little bit of a both? I want to just see if I can see, anything more in this room, maybe a little bit of the terrain, if there's anyone in there who's gonna eat my face again.
I mean, usually I'm the guy who would get the boost, but and then sure, and then he helps you out. Are you doing some kind of a roll for it? Is this an actual help out roll?
From nearer to the grate, I would like to try and, like, inspect the room as much as is possible.
You're gonna investigate a mystery, and I help out.
Investigate a mystery or read a bad situation.
I get a help out is a plus cool. Oh boy, it's a 10 minus 1, so it's a 9 again. If only Franklin just had, like, a little bit more cool, he'd be. But I think that just makes sense. He just thinks he's cool. He's not.
I get an 8, so I get your assistance by 1, and that takes me up to a 9.
Yeah. So I will describe, since you are closer.
What is it going to do in my
Well,
attempt
let
to
me
try
describe the
and
room that you see
deduce the
first.
machinations of this magic above us?
Well, I'm going to say I'll explain what you're seeing first, because you actually can see into the room now. So as you kind of peek your head up, you're still not, like, out of the grate, but you're at least able to kind of see into the room. What you see is kind of this, like, honestly, it looks like a big golden box, and money is just falling out of it.
That'd be a good time to come back.
And it's, like, a lot of money.
Falling out of what? I'm sorry?
A big golden box. Roughly the size of, like, it's smaller than a shipping crate. I'm trying to think of a good example of, like, how big it would be.
Like a school bus?
No. No, it's not that big. It's bigger than you are, by, like, a couple of feet. It's not too huge. Maybe the size of a closet that is just, like, upending money.
So like a bank.
It's smaller than a bank safe, but yeah, kind of in that general vein.
All right. Well, I mean, you're using me to get a boost.
So, what is your question, Mads?
Oh, perhaps his internet died. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Or, uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's bad timing.
It is.
Should we NPC it?
Let's
Give it a second.
God. Yeah. All right, let's give him like 2 minutes, and then honestly, what we do is just type out questions.
For Raps.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That sounds awful.
it's tricky.
I mean, I could very quickly remove him from the adventure, but
But Mads dies. The wound was worse than it seemed. Mads dies. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use the restroom really quick while we
yeah, sure.
give Raps a minute and see what we can figure out.
I'm just gonna put us back in corporate hell intermission style.
This is a great, by the way. I love that it's like corporate in its hell. It's bringing me so much joy from my day-to-day life.
I spent the better part of the last 2 weeks just trying to like figure out what to do, and I kept thinking of Control, and like I don't want to ape off of anything directly, but I couldn't stop thinking about how much I like the weird eerie office building vibe. So I was like, I don't know, let's go with this. I guess behind the scenes a little bit, I've always wanted to do a campaign where everything is a mimic. So like, if you guys had investigated the fax machine, which I didn't bring up at all, but there's going to be some like other stuff in that room. One of them might have gotten bitey.
Very cool. Yeah. I agree. I love the atmosphere of Control. Just, yeah.
Any luck? Oh no.
Yeah, still no Rhapsody. Okay. So, you know what? I think I will, I think I'll just take controls for a bit, and we'll remove him from the situation. Briefly. So, rather than being able to do whatever he was planning on doing, one of those bots, kind of sticks a claw and grabs Mads. Like, it just punches through the grate, grabs Mads, and just flings Mads. And you're not sure where Mads is. And it doesn't really matter for a moment. I was gonna do this anyway, so like, I was just waiting for Mads to be here to react, because you exposed Mads to danger by bumping a pipe. And it was loud.
Oh no. Oh no.
So Mads will be able to do the thing that they were planning on doing, but surprise robot.
Oh no, Mads didn't even tell us what he saw. I guess we just have to go home. No. Okay, so I mean, I would imagine that Mads did express what he saw.
Yeah, so Mads was like mid-description talking, like, you guys were quibbling specifically over the size of the golden box when the claw comes down, grabs Mads, and flings Mads. Ow, punched my table.
Oh. Okay. And does this robot grab from like through the vent, or are they in the hole with us?
So it breaks the vent to grab
and, like,
Mads.
Pulls it up, like pulls Mads up horror movie style. Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are technically holding onto Mads. You can hold on to Mads if you want to enter the room very quickly.
Let's see. Well, this is probably not a time where I could even like. Oh, we got a reps.
Hey!
Oh, hey.
Hey, congrats! You just
We got reps.
Okay. Yoinked into the
so,
room.
We'll roll back a little bit just to explain. So you are explaining this golden box. What was the last thing you heard, by the way?
That I looked into the room.
Okay. So you look into the room, and there's a large golden box, not particularly huge, smaller than a safe, bigger than you, somewhere kind of in that midpoint. I guess maybe a little, the size of a fridge. It is a golden fridge-looking thing that is dumping what seems to be an infinite amount of money downwards. And as you're describing this, you have a bit of quibble with the other two about the size of this thing, at which point a giant metal claw punches through the grate above you, grabs you by the head, and flings you into the room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Guest of honor.
So-
I think Franklin does hold on to Mads'
Okay.
ankles. I think he comes with.
Give me an act under pressure.
Who? Me for holding on, or?
Yeah. Just to
Okay, that
see
makes
how
more
well
sense.
you hold on and where you land and how this goes.
My God. Okay. Act under. Why does it have to be cool? I have a 10 minus 1. It's a 9. So
Okay.
worst outcome, hard choice, price to pay.
Okay. So I'll give you a hard choice. Maybe a hard choice. I'll give you a choice. This is kind of a soft act under pressure. So you lose contact with Mads pretty quickly. Like, you were holding on to him, but not like grip of death can fly through the air with him in tandem.
Yeah.
So you've slipped. You can A, fall back down, might hurt. 2, grab onto the robot. That's it.
3, I lose my pants.
Not yet.
I wouldn't do it anyways. I think I would grab onto the robot.
Okay. So you just koala onto the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. All right. Arnie, you've just seen your 2
Arnie!
compatriots get
Schlucked through a grate.
yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Schlucked. Yeah. I think at this point, it's time to buckle up and pull the pins up.
I think you
And-
got to move for this even.
Sorry, I gotta move.
I think this is a time to use your move. I think this is legal maneuver, maybe, possibly. To
For-
use your head into danger.
Yeah, I was
perhaps.
gonna say for like what could go wrong, type thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So-
could see it. It's more just I wanted to bring it up as a possibility, just to
Well,
see if one thought it was fair.
a giant robot just took 2 of my compadres. So
And yeah, I don't know.
okay, so whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. You may spend them to your hold to inflict 1 harm, reduce someone harm suffered by 1, or take 2 forward and an act under pressure roll. I think
2
I
forward
want.
being just like +2 on the next.
Yeah.
+2 on the next or +1 on 2.
So it makes like my act under pressure better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to inflict harm, and there hasn't been. How forceful was the robot? Like, is there going to be harm? I guess. What I think there is.
They haven't been hurt yet.
Okay. So really, it's
But-
yeah.
It does have giant crab claws, so this thing can hurt, yes.
All right. So I think I will do the take 2, +2 forward and act under pressure, and I am going to try to grab onto Franklin's ankles as if I can.
Okay.
I assume I can. Right?
Give me an act under pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just man-chaining the way up.
Is there a way I can help this somehow? Probably not.
All right, so it's
Not from
plus
where you are, I don't think.
2, 6.
Just-
It's a 6. 5 actually, because it's a cool roll. Yeah, cool. It's a 5.
Shoot.
Oh,
Why
roll
not?
4.
I had rolled a
that's-
4, a 3, and a 1,
Okay.
A 3 to 1, and then you get the +2, and then a minus, or
and then a
what?
-1. Cool. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
I was cool.
I don't.
Man catapult. I mean,
I'm trying to think. On a miss, things go to hell. How would that go to hell? Because like my first instinct is you just
That's a
cop
lot of
feel as
momentum.
it goes by.
You know, it's gonna sound so.
You know what? You know, I know what you do. You
Oh.
steal Franklin's pants as he's going by.
hey, I didn't fail the roll. That's a benefit for Arnie. That would have been Arnie's 12. It's not fair.
So, unfortunately, that also takes Franklin's revolver.
No. All right.
Interesting. So now I'm sitting here with, I could pick up said revolver and have a revolver, a pistol, and a blowtorch, and 2 pairs
Wow,
of
this fail went really well for you.
and 2 pairs of pants.
And so bad for me.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I am gonna pick up the gun, I guess. And
Okay.
you
So
know
you now
what?
are dual wielding.
Yeah, dual wielding. Double wielding.
2 guns, 0 pants.
I got 2 pairs now.
Oh, that's true. You just 2 guns, 2 pants. They're just not neither fully on. If you're dual wielding, you're not keeping those pants up.
Okay. Mads, what do you do? Because you are so. Despite everything, you actually land kind of softly on a giant pile of money. The one note is the money is draining somewhere, and you don't know where it's going.
Mm-hmm. As in, it seems liquid?
No, as in it's going down a pipe.
Going down a hole.
Because okay, so to explain this room, because you got a good glance as you were flying through the air, it is effectively a fairly large room where multiple of these golden boxes are just dumping money into effectively giant concrete pipe-looking things. And you definitely can taste there's a lot of magic in this room. So something is going on here beyond just whatever. But
Is the only attendant that I can see the giant robot whose claw pulled us up?
yeah, so this room is weirdly devoid of almost everything except for the robot. It seems like the robot may or may not be kind of the watchdog for this room, and it heard you guys clunking around.
There wouldn't happen to be like coffee dispensers or anything in this room, or is it much more austere?
It's much more industrial. This almost looks like what this company is clearly not on the up and up, and this is like the first time you've really seen what the company really looks like, and it is you definitely can see that there is like magical sigils and other stuff going on, and there's none of that like corporate chic decoration, the cubicles, the people in suits, the coffee machine, all of that is gone. This is some kind of weird magical industry going on the side. But you haven't exactly had a whole lot of time to investigate yet, though you do have one hole to ask me at any point.
Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, I have to imagine the robot is still bearing down on me, so I'm acting under
No,
duress
so
and
the
pressure.
robot is actually kind of flailing because somebody is covering its optical sensor with themselves. So it's still near the grate.
Okay, cool. I mean, if the robot's kind of flailing, is it possible that it's near one of these money pit sucky holes? The quicksand of money?
I would say it's about 10 feet from the one you're in.
10 feet from the line. Cool. I would like to start off by trying to escape the suction of the ground here.
Probably good choice.
Will I have to act under pressure, or is that just like get up?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're swimming through money. It's not like that's normal.
You're not Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, baby. And acting under pressure, I believe, is a cool. That's a 12.
Okay, so
Cool.
you get the distinct feeling you got a McDuck in your line. So you get out of that like almost no time flat.
Mm-hmm. I suspect, however, this robot probably doesn't have McDuck heritage throwing through his veins. So,
No.
in anticipation of this, I'm gonna try and body check this guy into one of the pits.
Okay, you are between it and the pit, so you're gonna have to suplex it or something.
Ooh, I'm not exceptionally
Can I try
sure.
and
Suplex is not a good move.
Can I try and like help steer it? If I'm on its front and optical sensors, is there something I can do to try and steer it towards the pit?
I guess to get back to you, so this thing is gonna start trying to club you off of its face, but in doing so, it has tiny little legs, so it's not exactly the most balanced thing. So you can kind of monkey around on top of it to tilt it in a direction.
Okay. Is that like an act under pressure?
Yeah.
Oh boy. If I ever fail some rolls and level up, I'm gonna put 1 point in cool. That's a 12. So it's an 11. I can't even have my moment. It's a 12. So
Okay.
11 is a 10 plus.
Okay.
I get to do what I want, is what it says.
Yeah. So you more or less. So are you just kind of leaning in the direction while trying to dodge its blows?
I'm doing
Or
my
what are you
best to get it to the pit while taking as little hits as I can, but the main goal is getting it into the pit.
So I'll say you rolled well enough that you probably only just get like a 1 harm blow.
That seems fair. That seems more than fair.
It clips you on one of your newly bare legs, leaving kind of a nasty scratch, but that's about it. And you are very much managing to steer this robot to the pit where Mads is waiting to. Well, I guess Mads has probably hopped out and is going to try and body check the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'd like
1-2
to run up
punch.
behind
As you
it
said.
and just try and shoulder charge.
Okay, so that's a kick some shiny metal can.
Mm-hmm.
Should I
I'm
also?
gonna use my first point of luck.
Okay.
Is there something I should do to like get off of it in time? Should I roll another?
Honestly, I'm just assuming you're just kind of on the thing surfing it or something. With a
Yeah,
roll
I'm kind
that
of like
good.
I'm imagining on the top of it, and I'm like the cartoon. I'm like got my hands on its what would be eyes, even though those probably aren't the eyes.
Yep.
Full cartoon.
Digital.
Yep.
Eyebrows are just angry.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Yeah, even though the camera for the sensor's somewhere else, like even though I'm covering up the screen, it's like, oh no, oh man.
It might even be saying that. You're not sure. It could
Yeah.
actually be you, but somebody is going, oh no, oh man. It could even be Mads. You don't know. So Mads, roll a kick some can.
So I did, and
Oh,
I got a
you
result
did
that
luck.
I didn't like, so I did luck instead, yes. So I'll be
Okay.
using my 12.
Okay, so your 12 is, I'm assuming, to push it where you want it.
Yep, I'm gonna see if I can topple him into the pit.
Okay, so I will say you do take 1 harm from just shoulder checking a giant metal object. So you're back in Ouchtown. But, yeah, the two of you more or less just send the thing teetering over into the money pit. And, no, it does not have McDuck in its genealogy. And so, frankly, you just manage to hop off. It's not even that hard. You
It
just
was
kind of
fairly cool.
roll up its back and then just hop off as it goes in. And you just watch the thing just get buried in money. And there's kind of this like weird, I'm going to say like kind of like a weird whoop noise as it goes. And the money pit kind of, I don't want to say like flumps, but a bunch of money gets kind of sent out as whatever the thing happens in there. And you were alone in the room.
I will say, yeah, Franklin's gut told him to something. The next important thing is down, is what Franklin got. His hunch.
You know what's down
So-
is Arnie in the other room.
Yeah, so Arnie, you've heard some
Sorry.
noises, and
Oh my God! I thought you got flung in.
No.
no, he
Oh.
removed pants. So Arnie,
Oh, God.
Arnie, the double pants man, what are you doing down there?
I'm
Because
yelling.
you
I'm
don't see
yelling
or
through-
hear any of this.
Yeah, I'm yelling through the grate, trying to get people through it. And I know that it's a significant height, so I am fashioning a rope or tether
Out of pants.
out of pants.
A pantsing hook.
So I'm taking both pants and tying them together, and I'm gonna toss that into the grate with
I'll say Franklin does come to help.
some sort
Okay.
of weight. So I'm attaching
Yeah.
the water. I think I still got. No, I got the mouse. I got the rollerball
Yeah.
mouse.
No, not that.
Okay, the blowtorch. The blowtorch.
No. No, you use the mouse. I just
Use
want
the mouse.
Franklin to not like it. I like it. I don't.
Okay.
Franklin doesn't.
So,
So-
yeah, I'm gonna
so-
toss that up. Yeah. I don't know what action or if that's an action.
No, it's not really much. That's not under pressure or anything. So you fashion the world's weirdest grappling hook out of pants and a mouse, and toss it up, and it has enough length to reach. And so Franklin and Mads, you just see a computer mouse come sailing out of the grate and just kind of land on the side of it with a clack.
I grab the mouse and use it, and it gives me enough leverage to then like pull up to actually grab the pants part and start pulling.
Okay.
And as I pull you up, I say, "I told you the mouse would be useful. I told you it was connected to all this."
Okay. So you guys and your pants are in the weird money room. What do you do?
We don't have to put pants back on.
While you guys decide, Franklin does start to untie the pants rope and tries to get him back on.
Okay. Mads?
With my small knowledge of mystery of magic, rather, I would like to inspect the sigils and runes on the walls and try and see if I can determine what is happening.
It's some pretty hard necromancy. It doesn't even take much. There's skulls everywhere.
What could that mean? Can I? Well, I mean, can we inspect the room? Like, is there anything we haven't noticed in the room, basically?
It is not nearly as large as the cubicle ocean that you were in earlier, but it is a fairly sizable kind of industrial foundry type room, except for instead of pouring molten metal, it's pouring money. And it's as far as you can tell, just totally normal currency. You guys wouldn't be able to inspect dollars for authenticity, so we're not even going to bring up that. I don't even know if they're authentic or not. But there is, just 6, maybe 9. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of this weird thing, and you're not really sure why it exists here or what it's doing, but it is just dumping money from golden fridges into giant pipes.
Yeah.
So
Do we hear anything coming from down where the money's being poured, other than the money being
There's
poured?
kind of like a low-key hum this whole time.
Okay.
But beyond that, there's no like weird horror monsters or anything like that.
So
Go ahead, Jonus.
it's all good. I did level up, by the way, on my
Great.
terrible roll. That was another one.
You grab a little something?
I grab a little something. I take another mundane move. I have been rolling awful, by the way. Anyway,
Hey,
but it's working out.
it helps.
I'm taking another mundane move, and I'm taking oops. And it's, if you want to
Oh, I
stumble across
love it.
something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems. I would like to use oops.
Okay.
And stumble across something important.
So you oops, and
A different computer mouse.
you find kind of a cast-off clipboard, and on it is a spreadsheet, and it is all it says at the top is just it's not quota, is it?
OSHA?
No, it is quota. Quota is when you have to like hit a certain limit.
Oh,
A quota.
oh,
There we go. Not
quota.
quota.
Yeah.
It just
Just a
says
fancy way.
across the top soul quota, and then it's
Oh,
just a
shoot.
bunch of numbers going down, and then money next to it, and the numbers keep getting bigger.
So I obviously will show Franklin and Mads, be like, guys, look at this clipboard. There is something sinister going on. What do you think this is? Like, there's clearly doing something with this big machine and the work that we were doing. Is it corporate Death Note? Excel Death Note.
Yeah. I mean, if you write down a business name in, 24 hours, it goes bankrupt. So it says it has the soul quota, and then it has the profits are going up, and like the soul quota is going up too. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do we notice there's not like any machinery or like switches or anything in this room for this foundry thing?
No, not really.
As far as you can. Okay.
Mads would be able to tell you the whole thing is set up with magic, and even you can tell there's like sigils and runic stuff and glowy lines, and this seems a little bit beyond your current capabilities as far as like diagnosing how it works.
I'd say these symbols are familiar, like I've seen them as I've examined symbols, but I have not traced them to being magic. I'd say that Franklin is not aware of magic.
Yeah.
So this is on Mads.
Yeah.
Franklin, I have great news. These sigils is magic.
Okay. Like.
In particular, you see how there's skulls everywhere?
Yeah.
It's pretty necromantic, isn't it? You know, like skulls, dead people, etc. Magic is much more simple than you might think. The sigils are all pretty, obvious on the face of it, you know? I can't really tell you what the spell in general is doing, but if I had to guess, based on that quota and the symbols, I think these holes turn people into money.
Can we?
Yeah.
Are the sigils are they marked on there, or are they like chiseled in? Like,
Yeah, they're chiseled in. They're not drawn. This is a
and-
little bit more permanent. But it is also gold in the floaty things, so you could probably like bat them out if you wanted to.
I was actually thinking of using my blowtorch.
Okay.
Yeah, to try to just like interact or melt one.
Use
Okay,
blowtorch
so the one thing I will
on
say is-
Foundry.
No,
So
yeah,
the,
maybe on the sigils actually.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
You know what? No, the Foundry
Slash
makes
use.
sense. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So I guess to describe, there's one set that's kind of more reachable that seems to be centered around the giant concrete pipes, or pits or basins or whatever they are. And then there's also more sigils that are not easily within reach, that are up on those golden casket-looking things.
I think I would go for the ones that I can reach. Given how our shoulder pyramid went before, it's probably a good thing. I would like to use the blowtorch on sigils that I can reach. Let me just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I walk over and I light the blowtorch because I know how to do that because I'm a hobbyist plumber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some of the toughest jobs are use a blowtorch.
Melt solder on copper pipes.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So you're just gonna go to town on the sigils on the nearest pipe next to you?
Yeah. I see the nearest sigil,
Okay.
like the skull, and I'm like, something is compelling me to try to melt it or disrupt the spell.
Okay. I guess, Mads, I should probably mention the necromancy is around the fridge box looking things, the golden boxes. The magic down below is not as familiar to you. Okay, so Arnie just starts going to town, and you can tell like almost immediately that whatever you're doing is causing some problems. The money pit is just starting to like spark and then probably burn, because like whatever you're doing is breaking it bad. And so like depending on when you stop, I'm assuming you're just going until whatever.
Yeah, no, I
managed to
see that happening, and I keep going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me when you want me to stop, and I'll try and just describe as it goes. So you just keep cutting away, and so the money is starting to burn. And for the most part, it's not really a threat to you guys, but there is definitely a small currency fire in the center of the one nearest to you. And then, I guess as you go a little bit further, it almost starts to kind of reverse for a little while, so it's actually gouting more money, and then it's starting to get a little dicey, because wherever some of that money was is starting to come back up. Let's see. I guess after a little while more of that, it spits out half the mech.
Yeah, and that seems like a good time to stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stop. So it's raining money out of both ends. So let's use the robot. I think the robot's actually still going. It is missing an arm and like probably its lower legs, but it can still kind of claw and move around. And it is kind of nearish the grate. And it is kind of making this like zappy whirring noise, and might or might not be where the fire was coming from, because all the money near it is catching on fire. The room is slowly filling with money.
Even after the blowtorch
Yeah.
has stopped?
It's still blowing upwards out of the one that he was disabling. Like whatever he's done, it's stuck in reverse now.
Oh no.
I was gonna say that was a mistake. Or was
Franklin starts like sweating and then sees that interacting with the sigils does something, grabs his gun and shoots the far ones with his gun.
Okay. Give me a blind act under pressure.
Blind act under pressure. That is a I swear. That is a 10 minus 1. I'm questioning. You know what? It's 7 o'clock. I'm using my luck.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you having paid attention to where things changed and when, you shoot bullseye every other target on whatever the kind of important sigil was on those, and the room gets quiet after 5 shots ring out, and the room gets mostly quiet. The one next to you is still going because you didn't shoot those, but the money is no longer draining from those rooms or from those pipes, so it is still filling up, but it's not like blowing outwards like the one next to you.
Okay. Were those the ones that the sigils on the wall next to us interacted with, as far as we can tell?
Yeah, so the lower half of the room has gotten kind of dim. Like, you shut it off. You just don't know how or why or what. The one thing I will say is, you hear a noise. Like, kind of a loud, angry, like, thrumming from below. So you've done something.
I mean, we gotta investigate, right?
I mean, I think that we maybe turned off somebody's dinner. Perhaps.
Or we're gonna eat dinner.
Oh, now you're in a horror movie.
I think we have to investigate the sound from the hole.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hole. Yeah.
Okay, so
Slash the hole.
Yeah. So wait, are you going to try and climb into one of the pits, or?
Well, I think we want to see what's going on with the hole. Slash, if we can tell what's going on down the hole, that's a bonus.
I think we use our newly found human ladder technique, and between the three of us, Mads
and Two Pants.
And if you need my pair of pants, you're more than welcome.
We turn around and Mads' pants have already been taken off.
I think.
Oh yeah, no pants party. Hell yeah.
I think if Mads is good with it, we try to, create like a human ladder, so we lower Mads into the hole. So Franklin holds Mads
into one of the money, the one that is currently like firing money upwards.
No, like one of the ones that like he won't take. I was gonna say loonies to the face, but
I got it. Okay, so you go into one of the inert ones. Fair point. Money is still being endlessly dumped onto this, so it's quickly becoming quite the pile. But Mads, having a McDuck in their family line, you guys get Mads over the lip of the pipe thing, which isn't even that tall, and they just kind of swim under. Mads, while you're down there, you still have that hold if you want to ask anything. But
Which
you
question
find.
list was this from?
What was that?
Which question list was that from? Investigate a mystery?
Yeah. So inside you find, it is a giant, like, magical circle.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Does this open up into a room that contains that magical circle, or is it just a giant magical circle at the bottom of this pit?
At the bottom of the thing. And it seems to be currently out of commission.
How far down is it?
Maybe like 10, 15 feet. Like, it goes deeper than the actual thing.
Okay.
If possible, I would like to deploy my investigator mystery to ask, what was it going to do?
So, despite the fact that you don't exactly know what the magic itself does, you do notice that it has some, like, infernal symbolism. Your best guess is that this money was going to somewhere else entirely, and you've just cut off the money flow.
I'm gonna clamber and swim my way back up to the surface to recount what I've heard.
Oh, okay. Yo, what'd you find?
And like,
So you tell us. Okay. Can I throw a proposal out?
yeah.
Can we like lock arms and jump into this potential portal?
Oh my god.
There's
mean,
only one active and it is on reverse.
yeah.
I'm just gonna go out and say we could probably just stop the money from teleporting to Hell Dimension rather than go there.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
All right, fine. Democracy wins.
Whoa!
Oh. All right. So I guess we try and use the sigils to turn off the ones that are still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now knowing what to shoot for, it's actually pretty quick to disable the last one. The one thing to note is that the money is still flowing into the room, so it's actually getting kind of hard to move through it. But you wade your way over to where you remember the last of the sigils was and disable it with the blowtorch. And now the room is just, like, knee-deep in money.
Okay. I mean, I would imagine we try and make our way to the... I'd try to make my way to the door that we know existed, but with a vent, I
door?
guess.
Right.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Are there any doors? I mean, I hadn't...
There
when
is
I...
a door. On the other end of the room, there's a staircase going up to like a landing, and then there is a door.
I think we probably... Oh, God. Do we go for that? Maybe? Gang?
I think we have to. Yeah. We're not going down.
Yeah, I'm
back
gonna
down
take
the
it out of the
right?
tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the vent's open, money should be theoretically going down there too anyways, so... all right, we make our way for the staircase and the door.
Okay. So as you're doing this, you do actually, you hear a noise behind you as a handful of the drones kind of come crawling out of the smoldering money pile where the vent was.
Oh, good choice.
And
We
they're
did it.
like slogging their way towards you with a little bit more haste than you're used to. And they're like full on teethy, mouthy, horrible looking. But you guys go up the stairs, up the landing and out the door.
Yep.
Into so you find yourself in kind of like the service hallway. It is a very rundown kind of old thing. It hasn't been dolled up at all. Nobody has paid any attention to like maintenance beyond just keeping it functional, and like it very much is just this industrial hallway. More or less across it goes like a long way in both directions, and then across from you is a door for a staircase that leads upwards, and you can see like it's clearly marked to potentially bring you back up to where you were earlier. It brings you back to the cubicle C.
Interesting. Yeah.
The noise, by the way, the kind of angry, gnashing, roaring noise, is louder to your right.
Just a quick question. Either of you fools want to beat a quick retreat out of here? Like, is that your deepest desire? Either of you?
I will say Franklin has a deep curiosity about what the thing yelling is. But
Okay, Franklin's out.
As yep.
I gotta say,
I think we head out.
I am curious. I am. How close? Sorry if I missed it. How close is the rumbling? Is it like an immediate danger?
No. But it sounds like there is something that direction that is very angry at whatever you did.
I
You guys,
mean,
you don't
I
want
ain't-
to check
I
it out,
ain't-
right?
I ain't gonna stop you.
Now,
Franklin as a like someone who wants to see how this all like everything pieces together, I think he'd be unsatisfied going home, not knowing.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I kind of wish I put "Don't worry, I'll check it out" as my other mundane skill.
Well, I mean, I think the charge into danger definitely would apply for running into a grumbling, yelling monster. So at least you got.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know.
But yeah, no. So Franklin's going up the stairwell. Or no, so Mads is. Franklin, you're just standing there in between us two. Yeah, I'm definitely going. I gotta find out what this sound
Yeah,
is.
I think Franklin.
Okay.
You're doing what Franklin wishes he felt confident enough to do.
Look, you don't become a hobbyist plumber without having some sort of chutzpah about it.
So
I'd say this is
Arnie-
the most Franklin has been like, okay, I might like this guy. Like, as you charge headlong.
Yeah, so Arnie, with a blowtorch in one hand and a holdout pistol in the other, just goes running down the hallway. Still pantsless, but at this point, everybody's beyond caring.
Yeah, Franklin starts chasing after him, and at this point, his pants were back on. But as he starts chasing, he unbuttons, unzips, and just starts pulling his pants off to chase.
Just
Godspeed, Arnie. Godspeed.
Aerodynamics.
Mads, what are you doing?
At this point, I think I'm still just following Franklin. As,
Okay.
I have failed to make a deal with him.
Okay. So you guys just go charging down the hallway, and apart from the clearly angry whatever it is, it's actually kind of quiet down here. There's not much. There is clearly signs that a lot of people have been by, and even more than that, you start to notice clothing and cast off stuff, and just kind of piles of it. And there's side rooms that you're going by that are dark, that seem to just have a lot of stuff in them for some reason.
It would look almost as if a person was vanished on the spot and all their belongings were
Yeah.
left.
Like rapture.
Perhaps.
Yes.
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 They got raptured, yes. I would say, oh gosh, and then we have the sheet of the souls into money. I think Franklin would be piecing together in his head. He'd be like, this is where they turn the people into money. And he's used to sounding crazy, and he's not sure if that's this actually might make sense, but he says it out loud. And he starts, I don't know. I keep walking forward towards the noise, I guess, as long as Arnie is. I'm following Arnie
Okay.
to the ends of the earth at this point.
Yeah, I got when you got your torch out, I have a saying.
Yeah.
Torch is out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guns out. So I'm not gonna put them. Where am I gonna put them?
And Mads is still following along?
I get a gun in one hand, and then I get my flashlight, often called a torch for some, in the other hand.
Ooh.
And I follow
okay.
suit.
Can I?
Mads
Good
withdraws
call on
a
that.
pocket knife.
I was actually gonna say that maybe it's the coolest thing Arnie has ever done. Tosses the pistol back to Mads.
Ooh. I'll say I do
Right,
turn on the
okay.
flashlight as well.
So we've got.
Okay.
all right, so
Good
flashlight.
call on that. So, more or less, as you're doing that, you've entered into this room. Oh, right, I have to turn these off. There we go. So you've entered into
hello.
this room, and then you flip the flashlight on to this room. Hello.
Oh,
Hello there.
So, none of you guys would know what a mimic probably is because it's not normally inside your lexicon, I'd assume. But for everybody else, you find the world's largest mimic that is poorly rendered. It's fused with the building. It kind of has roots growing out of the bottom of the chest, and those roots are up and around the whole building's like basement is covered in these roots. And I would have mentioned it earlier if you had the flashlight on earlier, like even in the service hallway. But this giant mimic is just here, and it is roaring, and it is angry, and it doesn't look too good. Like, it looks kind of crazed, like you might have messed with it somehow with the money portal thing.
Hey, Wander,
Yeah,
is this a bad situation?
it's a bad situation.
All right. Is this perhaps... Wait, so can multiple people read a bad situation? I guess I don't know how that works.
You know, I'm gonna limit it probably, unless you have a reason.
I mean, does anybody else want to do the roll? I have plus sharp.
Nah, you should.
I got 1+1, but yeah, I've been rolling awful.
I am a god. That's a 14.
Wow.
Okay. Does that give you the advanced version? Yeah, sure, why not
Theoretically,
for this. Yeah.
you may
For
ask
today?
the keeper any question you want about the situation, including something that's not listed, is what it says.
Ask away.
No, I have a... Yeah, okay. What do we do to kill this thing?
Okay.
Which
it's
is
got a
similar
big
to one of the
fleshy
questions.
mouth. It's got a big fleshy mouth, and it looks pretty flammable, what with the old dry wood that is comprising its lower and upper half.
Guys, I see how the pieces fit together. Because I'm a flake.
The one thing I will also say, as a bonus for you for rolling that high, is it doesn't move apart from the tongue.
Oh, just
So if you can
Interesting.
tie it, it's gonna be easier.
All right, I start to relay this information, and I start barking orders even at this point. I say, Mads, if you can tie the tongue, Arnie, you can set it on fire. And then I just start, I don't know. What do I have? I don't think I have anything that's...
You have guns.
No. I was going to say that starts a fire.
Ah.
I don't think I have anything myself that starts a fire. So
If only we had pants, Mads.
Sorry.
We need your pants.
the pants to light them on fire and
To
toss
light
them
them on
in.
fire.
Oh,
That's
it.
It's
I
like
say-
you cut to Mads, and Mads is wearing pants. You cut back to Arnie, and Arnie says, "We need your pants," and you cut back to Mads, and Mads is no longer wearing pants. It's just instant.
Actually, technically, I think they're overalls, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm just wearing a white tee. I'm Winnie the
I
Pooh.
say,
Winnie the
Arnie,
Pooh.
Arnie, you're gonna have to burn your shirt.
All right. I take off my shirt, ball it up with the overalls.
Start it on fire and throw it in the mimic. Throw it at the mimic, at the wood.
Throw it and throw it at the
Throw it at the wood.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this is a an impromptu kick some root, burn some root.
Burn some
Can we help somehow?
Yeah, if you want to help, more or less by probably tying the tongue up.
That
like
that.
is a. Whoop. Well, that is a 5. So, your help grants them. Oh no, that's a 5. That's nothing. You expose yourself to danger, I guess.
Okay, so
That's on a 7 or 9. It doesn't even say that for a 5 or a 6 or less, but I'd assume it's worse than a 7 and 9.
help out. Well, no, on a miss you expose yourself to trouble or danger, so that's 6 and lower.
I think a different sheet has it listed better
Yeah.
because mine doesn't have that.
Oh, so you get
Okay.
+1. Okay.
So you see Arnie going to chuck the fire shirt at the nearest root, and this thing has a big, long, kind of a stretchy, extendy tongue, and you see it going for Arnie to stop him, and you just dive into it. And more or less, it just like immediately snaps you up instead. It's only going to do 1 harm as it kind of wraps around you and starts crushing.
Remember
but,
me! As I take only 1 harm.
Yeah. So, Arnie, did you roll the what was it?
I
Burn some root.
burn
Burn
some
some
root,
sugar.
yeah.
Burn some
So
root.
I rolled a 7 plus 1 with the help, so an 8.
Okay. So that is, I think you still just do it. You just take some damage. So I guess it's just gonna bonk you with Franklin as you're doing it. So you do manage to set the root on fire, and that's starting to burn.
Would that be
but you two,
2 harm?
so it only does 1 harm at the start, but it's going to keep taking harm because it is now on fire.
Okay.
But you do also take 2 harm as you just get hit by a flailing man. With the approximate
Mads,
force of a crowbar.
can you do something about this tongue, Mads?
I look down at the gun and look up at the tongue and look down at the gun and look up at the tongue.
Grab
Yeah,
the
I think so. I'm gonna aim at one of the eyes on the tongue and
Okay.
try and take a shot. Ooh.
Oh.
That'd still be a middle success. I'm gonna use a point of luck to turn that into a full success. 12.
Okay, so you just shoot one of the eyes, and it immediately drops Franklin as it like recoils in pain and anguish
take a
and burning.
Point of
I learned
falling
that
damage.
one from Resident Evil.
Nah, you're good. If you had rolled lower, then you would have taken the damage for falling. Okay.
All right.
Franklin, you are falling a brief distance to the ground. It's hard,
Oh,
but it's
no.
not that hard. You are also really close to this thing, and it's got kind of a gnashy mouth. What do you do?
Oh boy. I'd say at this point, I mean, I can't do anything to tie up the tongue, I'd imagine. Well, could I try and... Oh, this is crazy, but could I try and grab the tongue and like wrap it around the pillar as best I
Yeah.
can?
Yeah, I mean, it's currently flailing, and it's not exactly focused on trying to get any of you, so you could probably grab it.
All right, can I Mads, may I ask for your assistance in helping me yank this giant tongue around the pillar?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
And what is this a wholesome tongue?
Yeah, this is a Wholesome tongue.
Okay, thank God, because that is a +1 instead of a -1. That puts me at a 7. Mixed
I also got a
success.
7 on my health action.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in that case, you're both exposed to danger, but you do succeed, correct?
Seems to be the case.
Okay.
So he's-
So you
Yeah.
you both just start arm wrestling this tongue around the pillar. Unbeknownst to you, or maybe beknownst to you, the tongue has actually kind of got like shark skin. It's ribbed and not for anybody's pleasure.
Oh.
And so it legitimately
Wait.
hurts to like wrap this thing around, but you do get it. You do actually get it around the pillar and more or less start tying it off.
All right. Mark a harm for shark skin.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Shark
Alright.
tongue for both of you. Mads, you're looking
Alright.
pretty bad.
Oh boy. We get out of here soon.
Let's see.
Okay.
I
Oh no.
I think we're nearing kill shot area here. I still have a blowtorch, and there's 2 guns. I think.
Yes.
Yep.
I toss the blowtorch in the mouth of the mimic, and one of the 2 of you who hopefully still have the gun,
I shoot it.
shoot at it. Yeah.
Okay. So give me an act under pressure to toss it well, and then a blow
Shoot
some
some
torch.
Blow some torch.
Blow some torch.
I'm going to use my final allowed point of luck.
I am as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're 2 12s.
I'm
for
out.
Both.
Yep. So you guys,
It's too cool to not.
Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
You toss the blowtorch in, and as it's sailing through, kind of going down the thing's gullet, just absolute perfect shot straight through the gas tank on the thing, and the just top of the chest gets blown backwards. The tongue, is now in two, and everything is kind of on fire, and you didn't realize you got knocked on your butt. It's just kind of the, like, split second later, what happened? You're all on your ass, except for maybe Arnie, you're fine. You're far enough away. But before you is kind of this shaking, smoldering, gnashing chest, tongueless now, and more or less completely, it's slowly burning to death. As it can no longer reach you, it's lost its only means of movement. And it is just shrieking and hissing. Arnie, you do hear there are sounds from behind you. The people coming after you may be on their way.
And okay, so the mimic mouth was open. There's nothing behind it. So this was
Nope.
like a one-way entrance, right?
You don't know. The rest of the room is actually really dark.
Okay.
I point my flashlight behind the mimic, since we're kind of probably in that general area. I point it behind. I try and search the walls, see if there's any other thing of note.
There is
Or
no
some
wall.
exit.
So,
Interesting.
I'm going to be unapologetic with my influences here. You know that part in Control when you're in kind of the lower basements and it's just this weird, endless basement building that extends on for a while?
Oh yeah.
It's that. Like, this is as big as the cubicle room above, and you don't know what else is out there.
Hear me out. I have a feeling maybe we've broken the spell, and maybe the drones behind us are now nice and normal, back to normal people. But that is a risk. That is
That's
a
not
risk.
the feeling I have.
I would like to trust my gut. Can I
Okay.
trust my gut on figuring out if the giant army of people stomping towards us are in fact
Sure.
on our side?
Is that a roll, or is...
Yeah, it's a trust your gut.
Okay.
It's a
Let's
a
see.
6. So my instinct leads me into danger. It doesn't mean leads me in the wrong place. It leads me into a spot that will cause me the most danger.
You get a bad vibe from the weird endless basement, and you feel like you saw a staircase going upwards, so you think you can probably get out of this building and through whatever is behind you.
Great. All right. Franklin says, "You guys can check that out if you want. I saw that stairway back there. I'm heading out." And Franklin
boy.
starts running.
Oh. He's not coming back, is he?
I start heading up the stairs as much as I full goal heading up the stairs until I see something.
I think
You
this
know,
is
I
not
think
the-
we should
not the
probably
time
just
to-
wait here until he opens that door, sees the other side, and comes back down.
I go up. I go all the way up. I open the door. I mean, my gut
Okay.
told my character that I'm supposed to leave this way. I am
So
not gonna not
you go
trust
that
him.
way, and there's about, I'm gonna say, 7 or 8 of these kind of drone-ish employees that are coming down the hallway, speed walking, not unlike you were speed walking earlier.
Do they
in
look
your general
angry?
direction? Oh yeah.
I'd say at that point, he would close the door and say, "Nope, not friendly, not friendly, not friendly, not friendly," and he starts running into the endless void, speed walking like he did earlier.
Seeing Franklin return, Mads is going to shout while you're still in the distance coming down from the staircase. Happen to have your deepest desire been escaped yet?
Was that?
Happen to have your deepest desire been escaped yet? I mean, You know, if either of you just really wanted it.
I want at this point, I want nothing more. I want this thing dead. I want nothing more than to have this die
Oh,
and
it's
to
dead.
leave.
It's dead at this
Good.
point. Like, it's just been
Good.
burning this whole time.
Good. I figured.
Uh,
Yes, I would like nothing more than to leave.
As you
I would
share
Arnie agrees.
your desire with me, you see a flutter of energy, a purple radiance emerging from Mads. Hey, how badly do you want it? Tell me a secret. The bigger the secret, the more powerful the spell.
I secretly have a crush on Arnie.
As soon as you finish that sentence, immediately an elevator appears. Or, you know what? Actually, I'll give it to the DM. I should have said that's very prescriptive.
So not so much an elevator, but it is a portal with pants just kind of roped up, dangling out of it.
Are the pants like tied together in the shape of a heart?
Yeah. Maybe a couple of them.
Oh, that'll be all right.
All right. I look at Arnie.
I love you too, bro. Let's head up the portal.
I put my hand out to grab your hand. Let's jump in.
I am so torn. I feel like my character's moved beyond our relationship.
I think so too. It's
Yeah.
You do it. You do you.
I think I brush the hand aside and like walk past and go into the portal.
Ouch.
Okay. Franklin looks back at the
Mads-
door.
Mads tries not to leave Franklin hanging and just goes and grabs the hand.
All right.
Franklin goes in.
So the portal's up above. It's a rope, like a dangling rope.
Oh, yes, we'll climb then.
Yeah. So, and on the other side, you feel something kind of tugging you up, and as you emerge through the portal, you are in Mads's circus, whatever. And
It's called the Witchlight Circus.
yes, so your other fellow circus employees, your friends, your coven, they have put together a summoning circle to summon you back. They, I don't know, felt the tug and went to pull, and they've pulled you all to safety.
So as soon as we make our way onto the other side, I'm going to look up and across and go, "Oh, Madam Gildenhoof, you picked the perfect time."
And I think that's just curtains.
Yeah. All right.
Hell yeah, that was fun as hell.
That was great.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I really liked it. Should we do a real quick, since it's such a clean way to end the session, should we do the end of session wrap-up thing? Or
Sure.
should we just call it? Because
No,
basically,
might
I think we'll just run through it quickly. At the end of a session, normal session, in a prolonged campaign, what you do is you ask a couple questions. The more questions that you can answer yes to, the more extra experience you would get, your character would get, and you would, level up faster that way. So the first of which is, did we conclude this current mystery? I think that one's up to DM discretion.
Yes.
But I guess maybe
100%.
it comes to the question of like, do we fully know what happened? Was it that people were being transformed into money, which was then fed to the giant monster? Was that the whole?
So, the deeper mystery was I was making a cryptocurrency gag.
I
Giant
assume.
sarcophaguses.
The next question being, did we save someone from certain death or worse? That one I don't know. Someone.
I mean, yeah. Technically, everybody that hadn't been replaced with a mimic up there is now safe.
Okay.
Was
All
I
right.
right? Was I right? Out of curiosity, were the drones good? If we went
No.
back- Okay.
Not even remotely close.
This one's weird for a one-off. Did we learn something new and important about the world? I'd imagine for most first one-offs and stuff, the answer is yes, because we learned everything that we learned today was new. And then the final thing, did we learn anything new and important about any of the hunters? I think Franklin learned his true feelings. And I think that Arnie learned his true worth.
I think I agree.
So if you get 1 or 2 yes answers, mark 1 experience. If you get 3 or 4, you would mark 2. Theoretically, that's how that would normally work, and that's the end of a normal session, is what happens there. But since it was a one-off, we did it. We've done it. Congratulations, all.
You are welcome to reuse these characters, but without any levels accrued or luck lost at any other point. And we're just going to keep doing one-offs for a while until we actually decide to do something more permanent. So,
yeah.
This was fun.
But
Thank you, by the way, for putting together all of the assets in the session.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
huge.
yeah,
thank
it was
you.
fun.
Yeah, huge thanks.
Big time fun.
I don't
Love
know what
love
it
Monster
is, but it
Week.
feels like every time we do group play, like Project Zomboid, I always end up without pants. Somehow.
It's. I mean, I think you need to examine inward on that one.
I didn't.
Downward.
Wait, it's true. I will say I did call the belt being the thing that gets
Yeah,
shot, so I guess I did it to you
Yeah,
here.
I did not do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's something about Monster of the Week in specific being like kind of this collaborative storytelling thing. Like it's more of a bounce. Obviously the game master has their idea. They steer the vast majority of it, but like that bouncing back, it's more of a like, wouldn't this be a funny answer to this question? Posing
It's
it to
so
the
nice.
game master, and having like it pulls a little bit of weight off in that way where it's like it's more of a
I don't have
think
to roll anything.
yeah, the game master
Oh,
doesn't have
yeah.
to roll anything. They can like it feels like you can take answers from the players more, and it like fits with the system. It's just good. I like it a lot.
It's a little bit
Anyway.
more freedom as a player, which sounds weird.
Yeah.
because there's already a
It's
lot of freedom in D&D.
It's mechanically lighter, but story-wise, it's like there's more freedom for sure. Anyway, it's very late, and this has been, I guess, the WholesomeVerse Live. It's just a much different one than normal. So hey, Wander, you're at the top this time. What do you do? Where do you do it?
Well, I'd like to do more tabletop RPGs. We've got another one coming as soon as I finish drawing all the assets for it. But this one took precedence, so I had to push that back. Let's see, what else do I do? I'm in indie impressions, which there's been too many games. It's a problem, but not really a problem.
All right, Jonus, what do you do? Where do you do it?
Hey,
What can I find you? What do you want to plug?
Yeah, just hit up youtube.com/Jonus or just go to Jonus.tv. Content's been a little light lately, but I am getting back into the swing of things, so I'm going to be doing some early looks and hopefully get back into some more edited content more sooner than later. I'm brewing up. I've got a script right now it's going to sound so stupid. This is a bit of a spoiler. The Super Nintendo, where I'm going to make like a 8 times size Super Nintendo with my 3D printer, like working. So,
Oh boy.
I love it.
yeah,
Good luck.
I've got some like Super Nintendos that are not fully functioning, so I may as well, and some crack cases, and I was like, what can I do to fix that up? So anyway, that video is I'm working through the logistics of it right now. I'm hoping sometime in November to get that up. But yeah, it should be a good time. The Super Nintendo.
All right, Raps, what did it do? Where did it do?
/Rhapsody plays on the sites where it might look for me. Currently, not a huge amount as I am moving, which is to say, as soon as I end this call, I am going to be disassembling my desk and moving it. So, the content there again soon. For the moment, type yourself over with the Turn to Page podcast. You can find Turn to Page over on YouTube at youtube.com/turntopagecast. You can also find it online, whatever podcast listener you use. You search Turn to Page, you'll find it. It's Rita and I doing Choose Your Own Adventure books and specifically Grail Quest, so it has like a large amount of relevance as well to TTRPGs, in that it feels a lot like a one person, I guess, 2-person TTRPG.
Absolutely. And if you are looking for Raps content, 5 hours and 40 minutes was the last episode. It cut down from like 6.5 hours of footage and more of that of actual like recording sessions. So that's a lot of Raps content for there not being quote unquote a lot of Raps content. So hey,
That's true. I will also actually note if voices are your thing as well, that's like it's literally just voices constantly. It's good.
Raps does all of the voices in the Turn to Page podcast. I do the flavors. I'm like the DM of a book that's already been written, and then Raps is the actual voices. So yeah, that's my.
Can I just really quickly, as an outsider, as a podcast listener,
yeah.
Turn to Page is one of my all-time favorite podcasts.
Oh my god,
I love it.
Oh my god,
I got the notifications on everything for you guys because I love it so much.
Oh my god! You know what? I'll bump your pay up for that plug. You went above and beyond. Okay. You know what? I'll give you 10. Thank you, Jonus. But yeah, I don't need to plug anything else. Turn to Page podcast. That's gonna be my plug as well. Go check that out. 2 times the plug, 2 times the check it out. It's been the WholesomeVerse Live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. CST. We play games. Maybe there'll be some more TTRPG stuff for this. If not, I'm sure you'll find more TTRPG stuff in some form featuring the WholesomeVerse, as well as, obviously, there's one coming up soon with more Monster of the Week, which we have ironically done before this, but it will come out after this. So, hey. Anyways, I have to go eat desperately. So, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Adios,
Mwah.
y'all.